sleepy all day because I stayed up late last night, and
What were you doing last night?
I've just been watching like basketball games and stuff. So like all week, because some of the games are like West Coast. So
I see.
And also like with the new job I started on the 26th of April, I've been going in half hour earlier. So I'm at work at 8 a.m. So today I was like, man, I got a long day. So like I was tired all day, and then I was starting to crash at like 4:30, and I got home, and I got home at 4:30 around then. I was really tired, but then I started putting together like the show notes and all that, and then I just started getting fired up. Like
Started getting fired up.
Yeah, I started getting fired up because I haven't even today at work. Like a coworker scheduled a team meeting for 1 p.m.
No!
At like 10:30, like literally at around 10:30. Yeah, so I'm sitting there like, and number one, I got to make pre-orders, but number two, like the biggest deal, I have to post links to make money.
Yeah.
So I pulled the hey, I'm running to the bathroom real quick, so then I'll be in here in a second. So then I just went. Luckily, Amazon posted the links like 3 minutes before.
I feel like everyone posted their stuff like super early today, except for like Hasbro or whatever.
Yeah, so I was able to get the Amazon links posted, and then the entertainment link, so that was good. But that was like really 1 p.m. I should have just been like, because it was like just a stupid little get together thing. It wasn't like an important deal or anything. I should have been like, we got to do this at 1:30. We got any Patreons in here?
We had 2 people watching. Now we got 1 people watching.
1 people.
And 1 people. Yeah, I said that. And then no one's talking, so we're just we're hanging out. We decided to go live a little early for the people watching this on the playback in the future. Just we're just finalizing some stuff for the episode. You know how it is.
I do want to give a shout out. I'm probably gonna mention it on the podcast too.
Please do.
But I do want to give a shout out to Wilbon, John Wilkerson. Thanks for joining our Patreon VIP hangout. I
put in the show notes, I put Wilbon interview snippet. We'll do that. Because we have like an hour and a half with Wilbon. But I'll probably post like 15 minutes or so of it in the actual episode. Okay, yeah. I'll have to go through and cut some stuff out.
So we'll do. I'll bring it up sometime in the intro, and then we'll say like we'll insert it. And then if you later on in the show, if you just want to be like, and we're inserting the interview here.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. For sure. Yeah, that is what we'll do.
Awesome. So do you want to maybe? Well, I guess keep it before the close, because then people will leave.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Keep it before the close. Yeah. Kirby in the Gamer Zone 24 hanging out with us right now. What's up, guys? How's your day going?
I'm so freaking hyped right now.
How's your 4th? How's your May the 4th? I honestly hate this holiday. I
was gonna say the same thing.
I hate this holiday so much.
Save it. I'm gonna
save it. I'll save it.
We got a May the 4th segment.
Yeah, but we'll have a May the 4th opening segment. But I'm gonna be grumpy. I'm gonna be curmudgeonly. But I don't want to call anyone a fake fan just because they celebrate it. Like if you're just a casual Star Wars fan or a new Star Wars fan, or you just want to get caught up in the fun, absolutely fine. But I have thoughts.
Yeah.
I've got thoughts.
It's a little Hallmark, you know what I mean?
I think
we talked about that last year too. It's just
we did, and I'm going to talk about it every year because it's the same every year.
The real Star Wars Day is May 25th.
Well, it's also every day if you're a real Star Wars fan.
That's true. We spend money on Star Wars constantly.
That's right. It's never not Star Wars Day for me, man.
Yeah, Star Wars Day was like the 3rd whenever Hasbro told me I'm going to spend another $200 on action figures, you know.
God, I spent so much money today.
So you're out of your May budget already? Or
no. It doesn't count for May. It counts when it charges.
Oh, okay, I got you. I just want to. You're making up so many rules for this.
No, I'm not. No, this is a rule I made because I had to think about that.
Well, from the outside looking in.
Sure. No, but this is something I had to think about when I created that. Like, does it happen when I actually put the pre-order in, or does it happen when it charges? And my thought is when the money actually comes out of my account is when it hits my budget.
But the thing is, you can't control when stuff is shipped, right? So,
what if like shipped, you get when it comes out of my? So I when I put a pre-order, I put it in my spreadsheet of the time it's supposed to be out, and you gotta like I've never been surprised.
You have to mess with it a little bit.
Yeah. So it says some of these are coming out May 2024 or February 2024 or even September of this year. If it comes out in August, I'll just flip it from there to there, and I'll have to keep in mind, okay, I'll have to prioritize some stuff for other things that I have. I think September is going to suck. Hold on, let me bring up my spreadsheet here. For the people
Luke,
that are at
thanks
home,
for joining.
Hey, what's up, Luke? For the people joining us at home,
shout out.
I have a self-imposed. I have a budget for toys.
the monthly.
Right.
But the thing that got me was last
$300.
episode.
Yeah.
What got me was when you said shipping doesn't count.
It doesn't. Well, for the most part, I get shipping for free.
Yeah, that's true because
there's very few things. Yeah, I was going to talk about that. My Pulse ran out, and I'm like, do I want to re-up it?
I'm not re-upping mine because I've realized the only thing I rarely pre-order from Pulse, and I've gotten my money's worth because of the sets.
Sure. Yeah.
But I mostly just order from Entertainment Earth and use my affiliate link. And I get free shipping because it adds up anyways. I feel like
unless it's Pulse exclusive, it comes out first other places. Like Pulse comes out with the stuff last for the most part.
Pulse kind of sucks.
It does, but at the same time, for things that are Pulse exclusive or like a HasLab, I've saved so much money getting free shipping from those HasLabs.
Yeah, that's true. And I've saved on like all those like SDCC and all the exclusive sets.
Right.
Because those are like $13 for shipping. Usually.
Oh, okay. I got the email saying, the Mando Fleet Commander had the wrong date, and they pushed it back to February of 2024, which we will talk about.
Yeah, I have the case assortment.
Yeah.
It's good. It's way out there.
It's way out there, but it's good.
Yeah, it is way out there.
That means I don't have like my R5D4 or anything on here. I'll have to fix that.
Yeah, you'll have to do a deep dive on there.
I'll have to, yeah. But like, so for instance, September, I think is when the stuff that came out for Walmart today. I already have $260 worth of pre-orders coming out in September.
Is that just Star Wars?
No, that's G.I. Joe.
Oh, okay.
So I have $260 worth of G.I. Joe stuff just in September. And then I've got whatever the $180 or whatever, $60 worth of Walmart stuff that popped up today coming out in September. So it's like, it's gonna be a tight month. I'm hoping that some things get delayed or come out early, or maybe I'll have to sell some toys. You know what
you should do? You should just take the 300, like maybe do the $300 budget for and then if you realize that you're going over a little too much, and then other months, like maybe like for the next year, like in January, just do it like 300 times 12, 3,600. Just take like $4,000 and then just try to spend $4,000, like through the whole year.
That's like my maximum for the year. But then if I spend it all in like the first half, then I don't get anything for the second half. I like doing this monthly, man.
Yeah, but you got to challenge yourself, But
no,
also,
I don't want to challenge.
If you have a slow January and February,
well, then I bank those. I bank those. Yeah.
So that's essentially what you're doing already. Then.
Yeah.
If you're
banking,
because it rolls over.
Yeah, it definitely rolls over. If I don't spend my $300 in 1 month, I'm definitely using that the next month.
Yeah.
I don't lose that money. Come on, that's dumb.
True. That's very true.
No, it's absolutely true, Luke.
That is
300. When I said it, I was like $300 is a lot. Like $300, it's not nothing, but when you actually look at it, $300 goes quick, like real quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because if you decide to splurge and pick up like a $75 figure, well, I got it for 56, but this retails like 75. If
Still,
you decide to splurge,
$50.
it's like, yeah, even $50. Like,
Well, like
that's
the $50 Hasbro Pulse premium cost. That's a fifth, sixth of my total budget for 1 month. 1/6 of it.
yeah, Luke said he doesn't know how you pull it off with all the lines. You know how he pulls it off, Luke? Because he's got fucking deep pockets.
Well, I mean, I pull it off right now because we have a lot of money, sure, but we're trying to save it. So the $300, technically, I've only been doing this for like a month at this point. And
yeah, you're like 2 Black Series Cantina episodes into this.
Right, yeah. So, well, for instance, in April, I only spent $246.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
May, so far, I haven't spent any money. Although,
Yeah,
hold on, there is. Hold on, I did forget to put a figure on here. I'll put that right now because I've got it right here. I got to keep this up to date. Okay, $268.
The Mike Bucks do roll over.
That's right.
The Mike Bucks do. They roll over and accumulate.
All right.
Yada yada yada. Let's see here. I think we got all the show. I feel like we got everything on the show notes that we need. Yeah, I don't see anything that we're missing on the show notes. So
there is zero interest rate. I don't get any benefits for banking anything because it's my money. I'm not going to pay interest to myself. That's not cool. What am I? My own 401k? Come on.
Heck yeah, man.
I will say, if anyone's watching this, if you haven't watched our interview with Wilbon, John Wilkerson, it was a fun hour or so. We had a good time. We had a good talk. We talked sports.
Yeah, for a little bit there, we did.
For a little bit there. So
we talked a lot of Star Wars too. So
talked a lot of mostly Star Wars.
We've gotten a pretty good amount of views on that.
You had to start. Yeah.
Considering it's Patreon exclusive.
For sure. Yeah.
I think it's at like 48 or something. Like, it's pretty much all the Patreons.
Luke, that's actually a good point. I should include my Patreon and YouTube income, but we're saving our Patreon income here to go towards Japan.
Yeah.
I talked to my wife about that. I'm like,
what'd she say?
Well, it wasn't so much asking for permission. It was just saying, hey, we had this idea with our Patreon of setting the goal to get it to pay for our trip to Star Wars Celebration in Japan in 2025. And her first thought was, not if we have a kid. So we'll see if I have a kid at that point. But she also did say that we should do things like set a goal to drive like, hey, we're trying to get this many Patreon supporters so that we can send ourselves to Japan. Like try to actually work at it and mention that. So
fleece the Patreon members and then be like, no, we're not going.
Speaking of Wilbon, here he is. But she's like supportive, but also not supportive.
Yeah, because it is 2 years away.
Both. Yeah,
I could see.
So you don't know what's going to happen in 2 years. Yeah,
I could see both of us having a little kid running around in 2 years.
And what we're going to do? Leave our wives while we go to Japan to talk about. So yeah, honestly, I would do my best.
I mean, I probably would.
It really depends on how old the kid is.
Yeah, so you got to pop one out like right now. Go adopt one tomorrow, so that way.
Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
so that way it's like 2 years old whenever, and that's perfectly
That's right.
good.
Yeah, 2 years is fine. If it's like a 4-month-old baby or whatever, that's gonna be tough. But if it's like a 2-year-old kid or whatever, that's a little more doable.
Well, I don't know if you're actively trying to have a kid, but I do want to be the first to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do want to be the first to formally congratulate you on the sex.
I've been married for like 5 years, dude.
True. You got 4 and
Yeah.
well, you got 3.5 years on me. I guess I was married around a year and a half or so. July will be 2 years, so I guess a little over.
Technically it'll be 5 years in November.
Nice. Congrats on the lots of sex.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I gotta go.
Yep. Stream's over.
Yeah.
Podcast over.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, that was a good 15 minutes of preamble. That's probably one of our lowest energy. I'm saving stuff is the problem. Like, I don't want to really talk about anything because I want to save it for the actual
You started
podcast.
talking about May the 4th, and then
I know.
I got to stop you because that's in the show.
I know. It's in the show.
It's so hard sometimes.
It's hard.
But I'm going to take a drink of my drink real quick, and then...
Yeah, do your thing, man.
You know what that tastes like?
Success.
That tastes like another episode of Black Series Cantina on May the 4th.
That's how we're starting the episode right there. That's
May
how
the
we're doing
4th be with everybody. Welcome to Black Series Cantina, episode 44. Can you believe it's been that many?
It doesn't feel like it, but it also feels like it's too few.
Yeah, the
weird?
number is weird because we've been doing this for a long time now, but we only do every other week. So, which we have a lot of requests. Yeah.
If we did it weekly, it'd be in the 80s now or so. Yeah.
Yeah. We get a lot of requests to move the podcast to weekly. And I mean, you never know. We'll see. But right now, I feel like every other week it's a good pace. It gives us a lot to talk about every time we come on here. There was a comment.
Yeah.
There was a comment in our Facebook group. Was it Facebook or I can't remember, but somebody said I could talk about Black Series every day, or somebody was like I could talk about Black Series every week, and I just wanted to say we literally talk about Star Wars and the Black Series every single day in our group chat. It's just whenever you're making a show, it's just a little different. You have to make it entertaining and have stuff to talk about. So yeah. I think every other week is good for us, at least right now. You never know; anything can happen. But if we double our content, we're doubling all the Patreon tiers. So
absolutely
keep that in mind. Well, May the 4th be with you, Mike. What are your thoughts on this extravagant holiday? Yeah, let's do it right now.
Are we starting this way? Okay. You
can start on a positive note if you want. You can say some nice first.
You know what? May the 4th. It's Star Wars. It's the day that it's the day that normies can celebrate Star Wars. It's a day that the newscaster can bring up Star Wars for some reason. It's a day that your mom can send you a text message saying something about Star Wars. It's the day that normal people associate with Star Wars. But
normal people.
Yeah, but for people like us, I mean, come on. Every day is Star Wars. Every day is Star Wars Day.
Yeah.
Every day. But also the real Star Wars Day is like May 25th. That's the day Star Wars came out.
100%.
May the 4th co-opted May the 5th. But, I don't want to poo-poo on anybody. Like if you want to get caught up in the fun, like you don't have to be the biggest Star Wars fan. You don't have to be the oldest Star Wars fan. You could just have found Star Wars, a week ago for all I care. You're still a Star Wars fan. But for people like myself that grew up with Star Wars and, got beat up I never got beat up, but I get teased. I got teased a lot for liking Star Wars in high school. It wasn't cool to like Star Wars in high school. So for people like me and then seeing how much everyone loves Star Wars now, it's like a normal thing to love Star Wars. It's weird. It's weird. That's all I really have to say about it. I don't want to go too into it because I don't want to get like bitter about it. It's good. It's objectively good that Star Wars is popular. That's not a bad thing. It's just like, yeah, I've known for a long time. This isn't news to me.
Yeah. Yeah. May the 4th it is fun, but it's such a Hallmark holiday. Like, I feel like it's just turned into, oh, May the 4th be with you. And now you get 30% off and free shipping on.
It's so commercialized.
Yeah. But, on May the 3rd, Hasbro essentially told me I'm going to drop $200 out of my wallet again with all these reveals we're going to be talking about later.
We'll go over that in a bit. Yep.
Oh, yeah. So we do have a big episode for you guys. So we appreciate everybody tuning in and listening. You can join us live if you join our Patreon Cantina band member tier. So we'd appreciate if everybody was to do that. We also have $2 tier and a $5 tier if you want to support the podcast in that way.
Absolutely.
I do want to remind people that I will be going to ICCCon in Nashville. I believe it's the weekend of May 26th or 27th and 28th, those days. So I'll be there, and that's later on this month. So if you plan on going, then hit me up and let's chat for a bit and walk around the con together a little bit. I know Will Bond, loyal Patreon member Will Bond, will be there, and along with Out of the Basement Boys, Luke Ness Monster. So yeah, it should be a good time.
Luke says, "May the 40% off T-shirts be with you." Yeah, so we talk about Patreon every week or every episode because we don't do ads, and like I said, like we say a lot, we get approached to do ads or insert ads into the show, and we don't want to do that. But we always say the Patreon to help support the cost of the channel because it's not free to host a podcast and our time and things like that. But we do have a specific goal in mind now with the Patreon money. We have made it a goal to attend Japan, the Star Wars celebration in Japan in 2025. So if you want to help support us in that endeavor, getting us there, that is what Patreon is for right now. If you want to help, we will do an episode, and we will do our best to be on the stage and do an official full episode. Wouldn't that be cool if somehow we could get a Hasbro person with us on stage?
That would be insane. I mean, even if we can't get on a stage inside, we're going to set up outside.
Oh, heck yeah.
We got to do something.
We're going to do something.
Yeah.
So,
that would be a blast. If we can make it,
would be a blast.
I am 100%. If we can make it, I'm 100% down. I've always wanted to go to Japan. So,
same. Yeah.
That would be great.
So every $1 you put towards the Patreon right now, you get stuff for it. You get video content. You could even, if you want to, be on the show, in which case we'll have a segment later in the episode where that specifically happens. But just keep in mind that that's where your money's going towards. You're getting us to the big time. You're getting us to Star Wars Celebration.
Can you imagine me and Mike trying to wander around Japan?
Konnichiwa.
I hope you know some because we're gonna be lost as hell.
I know 4 phrases. We'll have to get Dan Larson to come with us because he's a lot more knowledgeable on Japanese. I think he's had a 700-day streak or something like that on Duolingo for Japan.
Oh, geez.
Maybe I'll start Duolingo and that'll be part of the goal.
Yeah, we can both start
Japanese Duolingo every day.
And then we'll have a contest when we're there. Who can speak the most fluent?
Who can speak the most fluent in Japanese? Yeah, absolutely.
But I will say that we have officially launched our Patreon VIP VIP hangout episode. So we actually officially have more content that you can access if you become a Patreon member at any tier. Once a month we're going to be chatting with Patreon VIPs. Right now we have Will Bond, so we had a great chat with him. It's about an hour and a half or so, and we're going to insert a little bit of that into the podcast later on, so you can join us as well if you choose. But I think enough said. Yeah. You got anything more to add on that before Fine Editions?
I don't think so. Let's talk Fine Editions, man. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I want you to go first and last because I don't have anything this episode. Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Okay. That is crazy.
This is one of the rare episodes where I don't have a single pickup.
It happens to the best of us.
It does.
It doesn't happen often, but it does happen to the best of us. You know what, though? Real quick, before I do that, I'm fill time for me real quick here.
All right, I'll fill time the best I can. Well, it's really throwing me in the spot mid drink here.
Okay, just kidding. I fixed
he's back.
it.
Okay,
I'm back. No, that's gonna stay in. That's such a weird, weird.
Yeah, just keep it in. You might. I was about to start talking about Patreon again.
I forgot to upload our the slideshow that I worked so hard on today.
Oh yeah.
Not that I need it for now for this, but I forgot. Should I start Star Wars?
Yeah, just keep this all in, and then we'll.
Oh, I'm going to. It's going to be weird, and people are going to be like, "What is happening right now?" Should I start Black Series or non-Black Series?
Non-Black. You got to end on the
end on Black Series. Gotcha. Okay, so
series. That's what I was doing, anyways.
All right. So I all of these purchases, I'll just do it. I got an Ankylosaurus. This is the Jurassic World Hammond Collection Ankylosaurus, and I got him partially because Dan kept posting pictures of him on his Instagram and telling me on texting, when we talk or whatever, how great it is. So he finally wore me down, and I got it. This thing's $20, and I love this. This is my hands down favorite dinosaur. I don't know what it is. I know he's just so squat. Basically, if I were a dinosaur, this would be me. The short, squat, sturdy paladin of a dinosaur with his club tail and armored, spiky back plates. I love him. And the figure itself is actually really nice. Lots of great articulation. It's I think it's like 3 3/4 inch scaled is what the line is scaled at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the want to get any of the others, but specifically the Ankylosaurus was what made me really want this. And kind of what Wilbon says, it looks like a monster from Jedi Survivor. So my thought was, for photography, I could have him fight people or whatever.
Oh, so here you go. You're going to fall into a TVC rabbit hole.
No, it's not TVC, because this can still be, like, it's not that different. Like, it's not insignificant for a 6-inch scale figure,
yeah.
It's still pretty good. The next thing I got was something I but I backed back in October of 2021, and I just got it. And that is the latest Mythic Legions 2-pack. First here, we have Gorgol, Aetherblade. He's their second version of this character, a little bit more modern. He's got like a wired cape. And really, really nice armor. Comes with a couple different weapons. He looks fantastic. Love the antlers on his head. Really great. But what absolutely takes the cake for me, and just to give you context for this, I pre-ordered these so long ago that I kind of forgot that I pre-ordered them for a little while. And then when they started saying, "Hey, we're shipping them out," my thoughts were, do I even care anymore? Do I want this? They're probably worth money. I could probably sell them if I hold on to them and get rid of them, because I just didn't care for a little while until I got it in hand. But this right here, this figure, this is Attila Leosire, and he 100% makes the whole thing worth it. I have never fallen in love with a figure like. There's just, you see it on your shelf and it just makes you smile because you love it so much. Mm-hmm. He's got gold, immaculate, shiny armor. He's got crowned lions on his shoulders, on his head. He comes with a big ass mace. He comes with a cool sword, a cool shield. He's got a wired cape for posing. He just looks so good. I love this figure. I can't see how anything else would beat this as like figure of the year for me in general.
Across all lines?
Across all lines. I absolutely love this figure. In fact, I love it so much. There's another Mythic Legions figure they announced in the last wave with all the skeletons and stuff, where he's like an eagle paladin. So my thought was, I want that, and then I can kind of have a little group of like animal themed paladins, or I have like a lion guy, I'll have like an eagle guy, and if they ever come out with a different one, like maybe I don't know, a duck guy, I don't know what else they can come out with. A wolf guy, yeah, that's a good one. So I'll have different paladins with different kind of armor. I hope so. I really hope they do something like that. I don't know if they will or not, but so far I'm gonna have 2, and it's gonna look rad.
I was gonna ask you which of those two you liked better, but I think you answered that already. Yeah.
Attila, like the other guy's cool, like the antlers and stuff, the black armor, that's cool. Don't get me wrong, but there's just something about that shiny gold armor with the lions, and I play like World of Warcraft and stuff. I've always been paladin on there. Same thing with my Ankylosaurus. I love like the paladin aesthetic, the armored beefy tank guy with a big hammer. Always been my thing. So.
I also feel like there's a lot of action figures that are covered in black and red, but to have an action figure that's that shiny of gold all the way through it is like that's absolutely gonna pop off the shelf. That's pretty incredible.
Oh yeah, he definitely stands out on the shelf. So if you are listening to this and you want to see it, you can head over to my Instagram and at Trusty Sidekick, and I've got so many pictures. I felt weird at some point because I kept just posting pictures of it because I loved it so much. Kirby Brock says Sir Gideon. That is the name of the guy with the eagle armor on. He's got like an eagle head crest and stuff. So those are my non-Black Series Star Wars figures. And the next ones are kind of Black Series. They're Black Series adjacent because they're KOs. So I did.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I did end up getting the KOs from AliExpress. So this is Appo. He's like the regular version of Appo, where he doesn't have the ARC Trooper stuff. He just has the arrow
movie.
From the movie. Yeah, he has the arrow. He has the arrow on his head. Then I've got the hard case, which is my favorite. Although his paint is a little messed up on his helmet, but I do love the big ass blaster he comes with. And then I did get Jesse.
So you picked up all 3.
I picked up all 3.
Are you gonna end up doing a helmet swap on that, or are you just gonna keep them how they are?
I'm gonna think about it. I got it basically to have the option to do it. But I'm gonna wait until I get Jesse in hand to make that decision.
Yeah. That's understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, that's just another trooper on the shelf,
Yeah, that's what I thought. You can't have, especially because it's a 501st trooper, you can't have too many 501st troopers specifically.
True that. I still haven't pulled the trigger on those. I need to get hard case. I just haven't gone on there and pulled the trigger on it. But I plan on picking him up for sure.
All 3 of those were $60 of my $300 budget in April.
That's not bad, though. No. That's not bad.
No.
Especially since there's not a whole lot shipping. I mean, there's some. It just depends on if you're getting the Return of the Jedi Wave 2 with like Palpatine and
that didn't even come out this month. That if that comes out, it's going to be in May.
Well, Entertainment Earth is. Well, yeah, we're in May now, obviously, but Entertainment Earth's been shipping those. Well, I guess as of a couple days ago.
I've got mine. So I guess that counts as Entertainment Earth. So
Yak got his, and then I've seen a couple of them ship through my link. So I guess they're just.
I'm gonna check now.
They might be. Yeah, they might be in the mail. They might be on your porch. You just don't know.
Oh my God! Right now? Should I go outside right now? They're right here.
Check your tracking first.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna check right now. I'm really curious about this. Let's see.
Which ones did you order from Wave 2? I thought you would have most.
No. In fact, what I did, I ordered Poplu. So according to this, they're coming in. They're coming in July, according to this. But I got Poplu. I did order Bib Fortuna. I might cancel him.
Because he has a slightly improved.
I wanted to see. I wanted to see what the color difference was, but I might just not care about the color difference.
Wait for a review first to see if it's like someone gets it in hand. And then that would make help you decide if the color difference is actually worth it.
Yeah, true.
Or it'll probably go on sale. I mean, it's Bib Fortuna. It's already been
Bib Fortuna.
It's already been released.
I probably will cancel Bib Fortuna, but definitely Poplu. I got a Stormtrooper because you can't have too many Stormtroopers, and then the Chewbacca for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I got those three. Like I said, I might cancel the Bib Fortuna, but that's also there. And I didn't need the Emperor Palpatine because like I've got the good one with the chair. Like I don't need another Emperor. And I've got the original one that came out in 2014 that I head swapped one of the new mini heads that came with the chair version. So I don't need another Palpatine.
Yeah, I agree with that. I am going to pick up I still haven't done the pre-order for on Entertainment Release because they're shipping those right now, but I want the carded one before ICC Con so I can have Ian sign that one.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
So it might come out right in time, but we never know.
In fact, I am going to.
You gonna go ahead and cancel?
I'm gonna cancel. I think the problem. Okay, no, free shipping on $39 or more, so I'm good. I didn't want to cancel it and then get dinged for shipping.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So live on Black Series Cantina, Mike
I'm
canceling a figure.
That's what I'm doing. Cancel items. There we go. Add to cancel.
It's funny you're just canceling it right on the.
I'm canceling it live. You're listening to me. Cancel Bib Fortuna. I'm canceling Bib Fortuna.
You might as well just go ahead and cancel every pre-order.
No, I'm not doing
cancel
that.
every pre-order.
But I'm going to free up $25 for my $300 budget. And I'm just going to say it's in stock elsewhere. I don't care what the reason is. The reason is I don't want it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That is funny. We were talking about in the Patreon intro. What Luke brought up is $300 a month sounds like a lot, but whenever you say $3,000 or $3,600 a year, that seems like not enough to buy everything that we buy. As far as like all these figures go, so it seems like that would be tough. So it's just weird, like the difference there.
Absolutely. # cancel Bib Fortuna. All right. Cancellation request. Your cancellation has been confirmed. It's
there.
Done.
You go. Live canceled. I feel like I got to go find something to cancel. I can't. I feel
is this the canceling? Maybe I should change the title to "Canceling May the 4th." May the 4th is canceled.
Or I should go offset your cancel, and I should just go pre-order the new.
You should pre-order it. Well, they'll have an extra one.
Yeah, I'm confirmed to at least get it delivered. That's for sure.
Yeah,
that's funny. You ready for news?
Yeah, let's do news. Let's do the new.
Not a lot of news other than reveals, but I did want to mention real quick that the Amazon exclusive Ahsoka, Mandalorian, and Grogu pack is on discount for $50 right now, which is pretty solid deal if you want the Ahsoka with the new face paint and Mandalorian's spear, and if you don't have like a Mandalorian. And you don't want to wait on the new version that we'll cover. I might wait
unless you just really really want that unique Grogu, in that specific position and a spear. You could probably wait.
Yeah, even for $50, like I know that is retail for those two figures, but with what they have coming out, and the Ahsoka show is coming out, so we're gonna get another Ahsoka or two, because look how many Obi-Wan Kenobis they made. Right. So if her look changes any. We're going to get 6 different versions of Ahsoka. So I would, it's $50 still.
It's up to you.
I don't even know what the price for me to buy that package, because I really don't need the spear and I don't really need that Grogu. So this thing could be $20 and I probably wouldn't pull the trigger. I'm not sure.
I will say the paint on the one in this one for Ahsoka is better than the one that came out in regular retail. Mm-hmm. I will definitely say it's not like vastly better, but if you're looking for a reason and just the slightly different Mandalorian isn't doing it for you, the Ahsoka is a little bit better if you don't have an Ahsoka. But I think that this one is still safely skippable for most people.
Yeah. And something I didn't think about originally, but it just popped in my head. With me doing more dioramas now, if I do a diorama with Mandalorian or Ahsoka in it, this could be a reason to have another one on like that shelf. So
True.
if you're somebody who
That's
does
true.
dioramas,
Yeah.
now might be a good time to go snag those if you need some extra. Yeah,
Yeah,
or
I really-
wait a little bit. It might get down to 40
I think I ended up getting it for 40 when I bought
on that
mine.
sale from
On that sale.
Return
It
of
was-
the Nerd, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think what really got me on this was I wish it came with more world building stuff. Like the TVC version came with the little convor guy and like a little lantern and stuff.
Yep.
And if the Black Series version had also come with those things, where you could have sort of that little diorama of them sitting in the woods, like a little rock for for Grogu to sit on while they're talking, like that would have. I would have been like, yes,
Or like
hands
the
down.
ball, his ball.
Or the ball,
that was
yeah,
that was a big
yeah.
part of that episode.
There's so many things they could have included that aren't big, like not another figure, but like little things they could have added to there to make it worth the money for $70. And even like you said, $70 was ridiculous, but even at $50, it still feels like a lot.
Yeah, especially since they gave Ahsoka the soft goods, but they didn't give Mando. They didn't give Mando the soft goods cloak. Like, are you kidding me? Come on now. Like that felt a little bit like a slap. Yeah, that they couldn't just do the little soft goods for Mando, but they like did it for Ahsoka on that pack. So I didn't understand that. I still don't, but it is what it is at this point. I'm not in on it. Still, at $50.
I did replace the Mando on my shelf and the Ahsoka on my shelf with the ones from this pack. I did. And
they're updated versions.
Yeah,
so.
they're better versions. So, but I bought this last year, and if it had come out this year, as I'm no longer a completionist, and I'm watching my budget, I probably wouldn't have bought this. Yeah.
All right, so Doc Ondar. Ondar. What's Ondar?
Ondar, I think.
Ondar.
Cassian Ondar.
So Doc Ondar went up for pre-order today.
It's
Shop
May the 4th.
Disney.
Yep. Along with a couple other things, but
and it was $44.99.
It was a lot more than I was expecting. I wasn't expecting $25, but I was expecting like 30, 35.
30. I was expecting the $33.99.
Yeah, the deluxe price. Yeah.
Because it's a lot of sculpt and it's a lot of accessories.
It's a lot of soft goods, brand new sculpt for an Ithorian. And obviously he's bigger. Like he's a big dude. So I'm sure all that went with it. But 45 was rough. That was a rough price for
Especially since the free shipping minimum is $75 on Shop Disney.
And I'm not gonna buy it too to like. No, and there's nothing else I really wanted to pre-order, so it was rough because it ended up being like just shy of $50 to get it shipped.
Yeah,
I did it though.
Yeah, you pulled the trigger. See, I didn't pull the trigger because my shipping rate was $8, so it made it 53 something.
Yeah,
and I was like, $53 after shipping for me is a little too high. Like I got some sticker shock when I saw the $44.99. So I'm actually gonna hold off on Doc Ondar. If this was one of the other Ithorians, the classic one, maybe I wouldn't. I'm probably gonna hold off knowing that they'll re-release this. Yeah, and then maybe try to wait on a sale if it happens. A lot of the Shop Disney stuff has.
Oh, sure.
A little bit of clearance.
So for me, part of it is, I really love the Ithorian. It was the only vintage figure other than a Stormtrooper. I had a Stormtrooper and I had Hammerhead, and it was the only vintage figures I had as a kid. So am sort of drawn to this species specifically, but I also really love Disneyland and Galaxy's Edge, and I love going into Doc Onder's space. So for me, that was the draw. And I thought, well, I could just go up to Disneyland, but it's going to cost more than $8. I know.
And you have your set.
Yeah.
You have your set.
And you're sending me the little Doc Onder set. So yes. There's multiple reasons that I wanted to invest in there. And, it was worth it for me to sacrifice that extra portion of my budget, of my monthly budget to buy it.
Shipping, you don't charge the shipping in your budget. So
that's a caveat I don't tell people.
I hope your wife doesn't listen to this episode.
Shh.
That still gets me every time whenever you said that last episode or that one episode.
It's not fun to count that stuff. That's not a toy.
So yeah, that was a little too high for me. So I'm gonna hold off a little bit.
Yeah, I don't begrudge anyone for being upset about the price or backing out because of the price, because it was shocking for sure.
Yeah, and then hopefully I do want to plan a trip to Disney World eventually.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll be able to pick it up then, or
It'll be a fun thing to buy at Disney World for sure.
Or if somebody wants to go to the park and then ship it to me loose, like that'd be fantastic. I'll pay for that shipping, but that's all I got on that. That sticker shock really hit me on that today.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take another drink of my, cream soda here.
What are you doing this like it's a sponsored bit?
Yeah, I am. You know why? Because that tastes like reveals. I'm ready to talk about some Black Series reveals.
Okay. I was like, where are you going with this? So first
we got a Black Series figure.
Yeah. So first we have to start by talking about the last episode.
I'm so hyped.
In that episode, we talked about whether the accidentally revealed Mandalorian Fleet Commander was Black Series or Vintage Collection. Yak Face and people said it was Black Series, and we initially said that at first, but to prep myself, I told myself and the people listening that I was going to treat it like it was Vintage Collection. So if it ended up somehow being Vintage Collection, because I wouldn't put it past Hasbro, but if it ended up being Vintage.
I thought it was TVC because the picture they had next to R5 and a lot of the parts they're new on this.
Yeah.
And they just didn't look like Black Series parts. So I was like, I would say it's TVC.
So I was erring on the side of, caution and just assuming that I was going to be disappointed with it being TVC. But the final Mando Mania reveal of 2023 or whatever, Mando Season 3 was the Mando Fleet Commander for Black Series.
Are you in on this?
Yeah, of course I'm in on it. Look, first of all, it's a
Same.
Mandalorian. It's gonna look cool on your shelf with Din and with the armor and with Bo-Katan, Axe Woves, and he's gonna look rad. And is he in the show a lot? No, but who cares? Star Wars is built. Star Wars toys specifically are built on characters that are in the movies for half a second. Mm-hmm. You build out your Black Series, your cantinas. You build out your Jabba the Hutt's palaces with characters that were barely there.
Yeah.
So don't come at us. Don't come at me saying like, oh, he wasn't really in the show. Like he was, especially in the last episode. He was there, but like, get over it. He's fine. He's cool. He's an instant buy for me.
Yeah, I'm definitely in on the Fleet Commander. How do you feel about that metallic paint? I actually kind of like it. I know some people weren't really feeling it, but I think I'm feeling it. I think it looks nice. The metallic paint is what bummed me out about this. The lack of a holster is what bummed me out about this. Mm-hmm.
He has a blaster, but he doesn't have anywhere to put it.
Of course.
I got a couple little pictures here for the people listening to this. I have a slideshow going on, so the people watching on Patreon right now are seeing it, but we're doing our best to describe it. But we're basically just going over the official, like Hasbro photos.
Images,
So you can just look at them yourself while we talk about it. So the Fleet Commander, he looks good. It's a good color scheme. As far as I can tell,
the gray and blue with a brown belt in there.
He matches his online, his on-screen counterpart pretty well, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, and we got some new bits in here also, which is really
chest,
nice.
The chest just looks like a regular Mando chest to me, or like a Boba Fett chest.
Well, it looks like they can do a Jango Fett with this.
Yes, 100%.
Which would be a huge upgrade from
100%.
The original. So they could just tweak this a little bit, use that torso, and obviously we would need a different like waist belt area.
Different belt, yeah, with some pistols on the holsters and stuff. Yeah.
So a little bit new tooling, but for the chest piece, they could at least use that. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm down for a Jango Fett for sure out of this.
Yeah.
And we got the Clone Wars mini beat thing going on. So
yeah, who knows?
You never know.
Who knows? Yeah. He's got a decent little backpack going on. Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, this image right here, the one that's angled from like above the figure.
Yeah.
This was a lot more unique than a lot of the pictures that are released. So I really like them throwing a little wrinkle like this in.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good.
Just like show me the figures from a different angle every now and then, rather than just the straight on like this.
So does he have the pin? Yeah, he's got single jointed pin and hinge legs. It looks like.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was just kind of curious about that because the boots are definitely they're like the short trooper shin guards. So I was curious to see if they were old legs or new legs, but those are still new legs. Which, yeah.
Nice and modern.
Nice and modern. Love that modern articulation there. It looks good. Yeah, I love the metallic paint for sure.
Does he have a pin in his ankle? Or am I can't tell with the brown color there.
It's hard to see. Yeah, it's hard to see.
Like that picture right there. And that one, you might look like there's a pin in his ankle.
I think it's too hard to see for me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, looks good. Like that.
May the 3rd.
May the 3rd.
Black Series reveals May the 3rd.
So, yeah, we had a Black Series reveal panel yesterday. As of the day of recording, which we're recording this on May the 4th, which is why we're talking about May the 4th. But the day before, people were poo-pooing Hasbro by having a live stream on the 3rd. And I get that as a knee-jerk reaction, but if you think about it for more than, a minute, like, would you really want them to announce stuff on the 4th and have it go up for pre-order on the 5th?
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense to announce it the day before.
Yeah.
And have people want to buy it because, like I said, May the 4th is a Hallmark holiday. They want you to buy stuff on the 4th.
Yes.
They announce it the day before
on the 4th.
Get you hyped.
Exactly.
Yeah, get you hyped, and then you purchase it on the 4th.
Exactly.
Because everybody's hyped for Star Wars Day.
Yep. Honestly, this was the best way they could do it. The only other thing they could have done is revealed them and put them up for pre-order on the same day, but that's too much.
That just that puts a lot of pressure on the hardcore collectors because you have to make time out of your work day if you work standard business hours to watch it.
For sure.
And then get the pre-orders and then hope your coworker doesn't schedule a team meeting right at 1 o'clock.
Hey, but you still did it, and that's what's impressive.
I got the job done. I got the job done. And I sold people bought over 100 figures through my links.
Oh, dang.
Which is...
You guys are funding his figure collection.
Which is a nice payday. Yeah. Coming up.
All right.
And combined with all the celebration reveals, this has been fabulous.
Hey, James is in the chat with us. Thanks for joining. Cool.
I do want to say real quick, if you're listening, if this is your first time listening to Black Series Cantina, because we just got a ton of marketing done, thanks to the TikTok algorithm blowing up my May the 3rd reveals.
May the 3rd.
So if you discovered this podcast through that video, thanks for checking it out. Hope you are enjoying it and hope you enjoy listening to us chat about Star Wars toys. And we do this every other week, so we'd love to have you.
Maybe I'll change the
title to May the 3rd reveals.
May the 3rd, something like that.
May the 3rd.
Either May the 4th is canceled, or May the 3rd reveals.
Maybe do like May the 4th is canceled because that's like clickbait. People like
it is clickbaity. Oh, it's very clickbaity.
We'll get the download, and then they'll be like, they're actually really into all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense if you listen to the podcast because we were talking about canceling Bib Fortuna.
Yeah. There's context in here.
It's context. It's not exactly clickbait, but it is clickbait.
Yeah. Yeah. Do that one because it's full circle.
It's full circle. So I went through and I made a really cool slideshow so that we can go through, and I did these in order that they were revealed yesterday. painstakingly recreated everything, starting off with the first thing they showed off, which was a huge bummer. Starting off with a real low, which is great because it only went up from here until the very end. It was a big old bell curve of a live stream for me.
What a roller coaster this
It was a
live
roller
stream
coaster.
was. We'll talk about our overall thoughts at the end
afterwards.
of it. But I'm gonna get part of me wants to
say what it is first because we haven't said what it is.
Yeah. So we're talking about the General Grievous battle damaged gaming greats figure that was pipelined a few weeks ago and is now officially revealed.
That was one of the fast pipeline to shown off, I think.
That's that has to be at least a record because we have the record
or
fast
tied,
is probably General Grievous, and then the record long is probably the Mandalorian that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
which we'll talk about that in a minute. But all right, here goes our PG rating.
Yeah.
So you might want to bleep this out, but I can't hold it back. What the absolute fuck is this? I don't. This is bullshit.
Well, there goes our clean tag.
There goes the clean tag. Just put a bunch of.
No, I agree. You know when they
what is happening here?
When they pipelined it, I think I built it up in my head to be a lot cooler than it is, and then there are differences, but the differences are so subtle.
It's barely anything.
It's there's more markings on his face. This is great for someone that is newer to collecting and they somehow don't have a Grievous yet. You missed the Walmart all white one or didn't want it, and you missed the original one. This one is good. It's the same physical mold. He comes with the same 4 lightsabers, but go ahead.
Go ahead. You cut out of my mic, so I thought you were finished. So
no. I was just gonna say it's not really different. It's not different enough for me to buy it. And this is one of the first main figures that I am actively passing on. It's not just our carbonized or whatever. This is a big release.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not going to do it. I have no interest. And it's not even that I just have no interest in it. I don't like it enough to want to buy another one.
Do you have any of the out of box pictures?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Let's
you're good.
Let's do that.
So
yeah.
When you look at the official one we already have, this one it's got plenty of markings on it already.
Sure. So this one's got more.
The battle damage just has he has some on his arm and he has a bigger one on his eye, but the chest is mostly the same. He has some more markings on his leg, but they just look like bad burns almost. It's just I don't understand. I guess it's a decent way to get it back in the line. I wish they would have made a new mold, but this one's it's not.
They're not going to make a new mold of this.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not going to. They would have made a bigger deal if they were going to make a new mold, and it wouldn't be a gaming greats version.
Yeah,
like I said, for people like James, who apparently he doesn't have a Grievous yet. You know what, man? This you need a Grievous on your shelf. If you somehow don't have one, this one's great. He doesn't come with the cape the original one came with. He doesn't come with the little blaster the original one came with. But he does have a good paint job.
It should have. They should have thrown it in there, but it's neither here nor there.
It's neither here nor there. It's still a good Grievous. He's still going to look great on the shelf. He still looks good on the shelf, especially with all of his arms spread out and all of his lightsabers in his hands. I don't want to take away from his figure. It's a good figure. Is it perfect? No. Does he fall over a lot? Sure. Is he not quite as big as he should be? Absolutely. But, if it's a choice between this and no Grievous and you want a Grievous, this is fine. This is a good Grievous.
Yeah, if you don't have a Grievous, I would pick this up if I didn't have a Grievous. It's just whenever I was thinking battle damage Grievous.
Yeah, I was thinking
it's
an
such
arm
an
chop off
underwhelming. It's such an I kind of assumed it was just going to be more paint.
Yeah,
but the paint,
you want more battle damage.
Yeah, the paint just doesn't look good to me. I feel and it'd be interesting to see it in hand, but it just doesn't look like enough.
It's not
his face looks clean, other than that one mark on his eye.
It's for me who owns this one and the white one already. It's not different enough to warrant upgrading for sure.
You know what they should have done, and what would have made me instant pre-order it?
What
was not a new mold, just a slight retool where you can do an alt head with the flames coming out of his eyes.
Oh yeah, sure.
And then like
his chest
where the chest opens up a little.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and you would need to make that new, like a new torso, a new head. But if you're re-releasing the figure, you're gonna make your money back on the sales of that.
Sure.
That just would have made a little more sense to me. And you could make it mainline. You know, maybe for 2025 anniversary they can do that or something.
Who knows? Yeah, they might do something more. But
until then,
it's a good pickup for people that don't have it, and that's the nicest thing I can say about it.
Yeah. All right. Let's stop talking about this bullshit and move on to the next one.
Okay, fair enough. We went from the lowest low to the highest of highs. Oh my God.
We are on the top of the mountain right here.
I was so giddy when they announced this. Like, just bonkers, bouncing in my chair. This is Gaming Greats. Star Wars The Old Republic, Darth Malgus. This is my boy.
He is a big boy. Talk about a huge Sith Lord.
Oh, yeah. So a lot of people, you know, they don't have a connection to this guy because, I mean, as much as I enjoyed playing Star Wars The Old Republic, it's an MMO that came out in like 2012, I think. It's not very popular. Although at the time, it was a big push. They had 3 3/4-inch figures that came out with it. They had Lego sets that came out with it. Like, they really tried to make this a big thing when it came out, and then it quickly kind of failed and went to free to play and all that stuff. But Darth Malgus was like the big bad guy from the first phase of it. And if you go on YouTube, you can, if you want to know more about this guy, there's not a lot. He's just big. He's beefy and he's a bad guy. But you can go on YouTube and watch the opening. Just put like, you know, Star Wars The Old Republic opening cinematics. There's 3 of them. There's like Hope, Deception, and something else that I forget. But he's in all of them, and the cinematics are absolute fire, especially if you love the prequels, because with the designs on here, they leaned heavily into more prequel looking stuff with like designs of the troopers and the Jedi and like the Sith and stuff. But they also
even like
leaned
choreography.
The choreography, and then they leaned heavily into the music. Like the music from it, the trailers is all just prequel Star Wars music. It's real good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I've never played the games, but I've watched a lot of those cinematics and the cutscenes of like those games and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's an ancient Sith Lord, and I'm 100% in, even though I've never played the games. He's just like a badass character from that time, so I'm definitely going to get him.
So the big thing here is he is deluxe, and he doesn't come with a lot. He has his lightsaber, which is, they said, is longer than a normal lightsaber because he's a bigger dude, and he comes with a removable mask, and that's it. He's just beefy, so they're charging deluxe prices for it, which is not great. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but not enough to keep me from owning this, because I'm not going to let $9 or whatever stop me from putting this on my shelf because it looks so good.
Yeah, I'm definitely in on the full. It's probably what, it was $33.99, right?
Yeah, $33.99. Yep.
But that face sculpt, the sculpt of that body, 100% new. Obviously, like you can't. There's nothing you could reuse that's currently in the line, I don't think. But he just looks. He looks like he's going to be the best figure in like the entire line.
Oh, I think so.
He could very well be up there. This is one of those figures that as soon as you see it, you just know it's going to be in the top 10 probably.
Absolutely. I love this picture of him like putting the hood up while he's walking. Like it just looks so badass.
Yeah, I just hope the quality control is good on the hood, because if they pull too much of it up through that armor that's underneath, it's gonna be hard to make it look good. So hopefully if they keep that nice and tucked, we'll have a good hood there. So, but I'm so stoked for this guy.
He's scheduled to come out in October, so it could be a little bit sooner, it could be a little bit later, but sometime around October.
A lot of times they overestimate too.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do mask on or mask off for this?
Mask on. Oh, mask on. 100%.
Yeah, I'm doing mask on. That pose right there, probably.
Probably this pose. Yeah. The one where he's just kind of standing there neutral, but he just looks so badass. I just he looks so good. He's like Darth Vader on steroids. Like if if like Star Wars were Pokemon, he would be the level the mega evolution of Darth Vader. Honestly,
Easily.
and that's
easily.
what they thought when they were making this character. They're like, okay, we want a bad guy, we want to be Darth Vader like, but not Darth Vader. So they came up with this.
This is what Darth Vader would be if Star Wars was invented in 2020. You know,
Oh,
it would be
whatever.
like modern robotics.
I would say closer to like 2007, but yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, modern-ish times. Like he would just be a bald guy with a mask and be a robotic.
Yeah, but you know, this is, even though they're not in the same games, this is going to look great on the shelf next to Darth Malik, like for sure.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up because I wasn't even whenever those were announced, the Bastila Shan and the Darth Malik, I said I was going to get him, and then when it came time to pre-order, I was like, do I really need these? I never really play the games, but the cinematics are cool. Yeah. But like now that they're actually diving into the era, I feel like I need those figures on my shelf. I'm going to put it with the Darth Revan, which is going to look awesome. Hopefully they go a little deeper into it. Yeah,
I love that they're going more into the Old Republic stuff, and especially now that we're getting an Old Republic movie with from James Mangold or whatever. Or maybe it's not Old Republic, but it's like
super, like the first. Old or, the first Jedi, which they can build on that, and then there'll be a first Sith Lord, and then they'll have their battles. And
it looks great. I love it.
Yep. Instant pre-order for me.
Instant pre-order. This is the first, to me today, this is the most important thing that I could have pre-ordered. Like, you know, because we know everything was supposed to come up on sale at 10 a.m.
Your time,
my time, 1 p.m. Eastern. And I was prioritizing, okay, what do I want to go for first? What am I afraid is going to sell out? Or what do I care about the most? Like, if I don't get anything but this one thing, what's the one thing I pre-order? This was it for me, was Darth Malgus.
For some reason, your audio cut out on me. I just like lost everything you said, but I think it's been doing that throughout the episode for some reason. I lose you for like weird. 5 seconds at a time. I think it's me though. I think it might be my AirPod connection with the laptop. But we're good. Moving on.
Okay, moving on. Yeah. So next reveal.
The Mandalorian Glavis Ringworld. Why did they have to do this?
They make pills if you have Glavis Ringworld, right?
Yeah, that's an infection for sure.
Yeah. Well, first, I want to talk about this because we didn't bring it up with the Grievous, but this is 100% confirmed to be in the older packaging, in the windowed packaging.
Yep. Look at that.
So we have a good idea of what it looks like. It just looks like the old packaging again, is all it is.
Yeah, so I'm surprised that they actually... It looks like it's in a full plastic tray because they said they're exploring ways to not have that full plastic tray in there, but still have the window. But it looks like they're just jumping right back into the plastic tray, which I really didn't want the plastic tray to come back because that knife and that Darksaber is likely going to be a little warped, and the helmets could be. Well, I guess if you get removable helmets, and it's gonna get really it's gonna get a little messy with the plastic trays coming back, in my opinion. But the actual figure looks phenomenal. This knocked it out of the park.
This is the Mandalorian to get. If for some reason you don't have a Mandalorian yet, or you just want something definitive, this right here looks to be, to me, this is the one. This is the definitive Mandalorian to have on your shelf. This is going to be the one that I have on my shelf. Hands down, not even a question.
This is definitely going to maybe not replace, because I'll probably just try to do a diorama for like the other Beskar Mando head, but this is going to be the definitive Mandalorian to get. Yeah, soft goods
cloak, which finally, because the
about damn time,
you can finally have his jetpack on his back with the cloak at the same time. It was so stupid you couldn't before, like ridiculously stupid that you couldn't before.
It took them way too long to get to this point. We have 3 full seasons of The Mandalorian and a season of Book of Boba Fett already out of the way, and we're just now getting a soft goods, Din Djarin. It's a little wild, but hey, it is wild. I'm here for it. The paint on it, super shiny.
I'm curious if he has the spot on his back for the phase rifle, if you want to put it on there. I know at this point in the story he didn't have it, but like if you want to have a Mandalorian with his phase rifle, I'm curious to know if they have the spot on his back for it.
That's interesting. I wonder if there's a shot from the back that we might...
I haven't seen one because the cape's back there, so it's always kind of. But so he's got the Darksaber. You know, it's the second time we've gotten the Darksaber in the line. He's got a knife. This is an accessory. The first one should have come with way back on the first release. Like, he's had a knife this whole time. He used it in the second episode of the show.
Yeah, and you can stuff the vibroblade in the boot.
In a boot, which is great.
So this is a major improvement.
He comes with his little blaster that he always has. But the big thing here is the brand new construction on this. This is I think like a 90% new Mandalorian.
Yeah. It's at least 85 or 90%.
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
I think, some of the hip area or like lower torso could be reused. But it's just hard to really tell. But everything like on top that you actually see.
Well, the legs are new because they have the new knees. The helmet's brand new. We know that. I'm pretty sure the actual torso piece is new.
Yeah. They knocked it out of the park. This thing is awesome. The paint's nice and shiny. The helmet actually looks like his helmet now.
Yes.
It looks like they actually nailed it.
Yeah, the helmet looks fantastic.
Because every single Mandalorian we've gotten before, it's close, but it's just not the Mandalorian. It's not Din Djarin. But it looks like on this helmet, they absolutely nailed his design.
Yeah, there's a picture from the back. And it's hard to tell if there's a spot back there.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, he's got a spot on his belt I just saw. He's got the Darksaber hanging from his belt.
Oh, look at that! Yeah,
I didn't even notice that.
Is that a? Do we think the blade on the Darksaber is?
I think it
painted
is
better because it looks a lot brighter white than the.
So hold on, is the Darksaber on the original one removable as the blade?
I'm pretty sure.
I've never tried.
I've never really tried. Hang on, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 seconds. I've never tried. I've never even thought to try to remove the Darksaber blade on the original. So now I'm super curious.
I think that's a new Darksaber because it has a hook, right?
Yeah.
Look at this, no hook. No hook.
Yeah.
On the back of the hilt and.
Interesting.
Yeah, it does. It has a
okay.
peg.
It is okay. So it's removable.
It plugs in.
Okay. So. First of all, I learned something new today. You can remove the blade of the original Darksaber. I don't know why I never even thought to take it off.
I thought it was reuse until just now. I never really paid attention to it. But yeah, no hook on the back.
Yeah, it's hard to tell how it's hooked on, but it might be different enough to peg in somewhere because it's definitely hanging from his belt. Yeah.
Yeah, go to a picture where he's holding it. We might be able to see like or maybe like the one where like the flat image maybe. I guess there is no hook, but like, how does it? See, that one has like it comes down to a point.
A point, yeah.
And this one doesn't really come down to a point as much.
Yeah, I think that's where it plugs into. It plugs into the belt like that.
Yeah, it's just hard to tell. So, but yeah, they at least definitely put a new little bottom on there.
Yeah,
because this you wouldn't be able to plug it in at all.
Yeah,
and the paint on it is definitely a lot brighter white instead of like a clear translucent around the
it's more of an actual
part
white
of the blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they've been doing that more with lightsabers anyway, of making those colors more vibrant.
Yeah, so the new Darksaber is a big upgrade too.
Yeah, for sure. So this, I mean, we went from Malgus to the new Din Djarin that we've been waiting for since it got. I mean, how long ago did it get?
Pipeline? It was like last July or August.
I think was it Comic-Con last year?
It was a long time ago.
I think it was Comic-Con.
It was like July or August when it was revealed in Pipeline. So it's been a long time since
it's been a while.
But we talk about this figure like every single day in our group chat, waiting on. Oh, so and somebody will be like, "Oh, this has to be the streamer. We're getting the Din Djarin, right?" We got to be getting the new Din Djarin on the final Mandomania, right?
Oh yeah, we thought Mandomania, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Because all of those, that entire wave, which we'll cover the assortment. here in a bit.
And so many times I've seen people on like Facebook saying like, "Oh, does anyone have a Mandalorian for sale? Looking for a Mandalorian?" Everyone's like, "Just wait, just wait. Don't buy a Mandalorian. Just wait."
Yeah,
So,
do not buy a Beskar Mandalorian.
Yeah,
like
this is the
on
one to
eBay
get.
or anything.
Yeah, this is the one to get.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so
absolutely.
I just put in the next one because it technically is Black Series, and since we talked with Wilbon specifically about role play items and our thoughts on them, I put the Axe Woves helmet in
Makes sense.
here so we could talk about it. It's just a repaint of the Boba Fett helmet. It's blue.
Mm-hmm.
It looks nice.
That's about all you need to know from me.
It's about all you need to know. Yeah.
Everybody knows that the only helmet I'm really in on if they announce it is the 501st clone and maybe a Kylo Ren if they ever re-release it or do the one from episode 9. And that's probably it.
Yeah.
I don't think if there's maybe like a Grievous skull. They'd like a Black Series Grievous.
Ooh, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be kind of sick. But
if they did a TIE fighter or like an AT-AT driver helmet, I might get one of those. I always like those.
yeah, those are pretty cool.
But I say that and I won't.
Did you ever pull the
never
trigger on the Scout Trooper helmet?
Nope.
Because I remember you said that's if there is one, that was it because that's your favorite.
That's
helmet.
my favorite. It's hands down my favorite helmet of any trooper, and I still didn't. The problem for me, and we talked about this a little bit, in when the Wilbon interview, but like, I'm afraid of buying one and if it would lead to more, but also I just don't have any space to display these at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
So
they definitely take up
an
absolute ton of space.
What is it, $130? Like how that's five Black Series figures that I could buy,
Yeah.
Or it's almost half of my my monthly allowance.
Yeah. And you also got to think about it. Bo-Katan, of all characters, her helmet was on sale for $92 on clearance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So Axe Woves, you can wait and pick this thing up for like $70 probably.
Yeah.
And just give it like a year and a half or wait for a Black Friday sale or something. Like hold off, save some money on this if you really want it. That's my opinion though. But if somebody wants to buy it full price, everybody collects on their own.
If this is your thing, then congrats, you're getting an Axe Woves helmet. The next two reveals are kind of boring, but I called them. I called it.
You did. You literally predicted it.
I predicted this in the last episode. The only problem I have with it is they wasted time on a live stream talking about it, which is just stupid. But they have the main line release for Wicket, which every time there's a 40th anniversary wave and they have new figures that haven't been released in the regular line in those 40th anniversary waves, they always afterwards release them into the regular line as mainline releases. 100% of the time they've done that. So
95% of the time.
I think they never did that for R5D4. So I think you're right.
Well, they also never did it for those Clone Wars figures.
Those weren't 40th anniversary waves. But,
they weren't 40th, but they were still.
Yeah, but okay, you're right. No, you're right. I was also expecting them to release those in regular mainline packaging, and it's weird that they haven't.
And they still could.
They could
drop them in there somewhere.
They absolutely
Everybody
still could.
They should. Yeah. It'd make more sense than some of the archive figures they announced.
Oh my! We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
But yeah, Wicket mainline. We expected it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a fine release.
Fine.
It sucks
fine.
It's on a May the 4th, stream.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's just one of those things they threw in there, then whatever.
I'm not buying it because I have the 40th anniversary one, and I if this were last year, I would have bought it to have the mural and just to have it or whatever. But I don't need it. I don't need it to. I'm not that guy anymore. But I didn't
throw in there anything a little different to entice people to buy it.
Yeah, it's the exact same figure, same accessories, and he's a good little figure.
Mm-hmm.
He is a lot
he's a good figure.
He's a lot for a little figure. I'll be honest. He comes with a lot
retail for him.
Yeah, he comes with a lot of accessories, but that doesn't really make up for the fact that he is very small and packed one just himself. Mm. So it's a tough. It's a tough ask, but he's a core member of the Return of the Jedi crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a fine release.
So,
Re-release.
same thing with the Chewbacca that's coming out in the next wave of Return of the Jedi. I'm not getting the mainline release because I'm getting the 40th anniversary version. I don't need two of these. This is a very scene specific Chewbacca with the non-removable collar and necklace chain on. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a fine re-release. I just think going back to the point I made whenever this was announced for the Return of the Jedi 40th, he needs the hooks. He needs the handcuffs, the wrist, the wrist locks or whatever you want to call them, to really take the figure to the next level. But I'm gonna get this one eventually. I'm just kind of holding off. Maybe like a $20, like just give me like $5 off on Amazon or something. And
sure.
And now that it's being released a second time, I know it'll hit that.
Yeah.
So
it'll hit
I'm
it
gonna hold
somewhere.
on.
Yeah, no,
sure.
This and Wicked are a safe bet, but I would say Wicked's probably more necessary than this specific.
Absolutely.
And again, it's just a scene specific Chewbacca. If they made it where he came with an alternate head without the chain, but still had like the more Return of the Jedi part, that would make more sense because then you have like a Chewbacca from just Return of the Jedi. But with the collar and chain on, it's just very specifically the beginning of Return of the Jedi. And that's it. Like that's the only place this Chewbacca ever exists.
Yeah, and it is good for Jabba's palace.
Yeah, Will Bond is right.
So,
If you have a Jabba's palace set up with the new Jabba, and you have someone made you a nice little throne or whatever, it's gonna look good there next to Boush or however you pronounce it. Boush.
That's how I always said it.
The mighty Boush. Anyways, so let's move on to a good one.
Here we go, baby.
Yeah.
Here we go. The Phase 2 Clone Trooper that was pipelined a little while ago.
Yep.
I was in on two of these.
Me too.
Nice.
Me too.
Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear.
Well, he's packaged Trooper case, which is
we
nice.
thought it was going to be a new helmet because that's what Chris kind of said on that Q&A, but it's the same one with the black line painted, which is fine. It looks okay. I mean, I still like it, and I'm still in on two of them.
Before we get to the figure, someone on Facebook I saw said, "Oh, he's got the wrong blaster in his hand," and I was like, "No, he doesn't. I can see it right there. It's a Clone Trooper blaster." Until you look at the one on the mural, and he's clearly holding an E11 Stormtrooper blaster.
Also, whoever did the art,
you know what though? Hold on. Oh no, he is holding it because I thought maybe it could be the longer blaster, but no.
That's an E11 because
it's an E11. Yeah, and it's got the little magazine on the side. Yeah,
I do want to say whoever did the art for this, like, come on. I mean, I appreciate the hard work that goes into it, but you got the E11 on there, and what is up with that helmet? The helmet on the art does not look good at all.
Yeah, I don't buy these for the boxes, and it's one of those things. It's one of those things. I'm like, yeah, that looks bad or it looks dumb, but it doesn't affect the figure at all. No, absolutely, I do not care. This is a Luke Skywalker situation all over again. Like, oh, he's misspelled on the box. Don't give a crap, But let's talk about the figure itself because this thing.
We finally get a regular clone painted head sculpt.
I was not expecting that. I was honestly not expecting it at all.
Yeah, which it looks good. I'm really excited for it, and I'm excited for what like customizers are going to be able to do with this figure.
Oh, for sure. So Lance Beal Luke brings up a good point. It says, the artwork made it past a lot of people that it shouldn't have, and that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
so we have a removable helmet. He comes with both the standard Clone Trooper blasters, and then he has a couple of pretty significant changes to the actual figure.
Yeah, and it makes him look nice and theatrical with the the bigger shoulder pads.
Yeah, so those shoulder pads are separate pieces now, and there's like a ring around them. A couple newer figures have that, or they're not attached to the armor or the arm. They're like a separate piece.
Makes them more flexible. Yeah,
makes them more flexible. Makes them look a little bit broader, a little bit wider, which helps with those proportions. And then just like on some of the newer figures, like the Mandalorian, the Death Watch Mando, the knee pads are floating,
and they're not glued down.
They're not glued down. So when you have them, the legs bent, they're right in the middle where they should be.
Yeah, they're actual knee pads, not thigh pads. Whenever you bend the knee.
Exactly. So,
which is, and I just, this figure is going to be worth like, it's going to be hard to get in if they don't re-release it pretty soon.
Yeah.
You're going to want to stock up on these if you want them. So that's why I went ahead and pre-ordered 2 of these.
Yeah. Not that this necessarily means anything overall for Black Series, but not much sold out on today. But this was one of the figures on Hasbro Pulse that sold out, and it sold out pretty fast. Multiple people are going to be buying multiples of these. I know we both did.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things, like if you were to pre-order anything from these reveals, this is one of the ones to pre-order. Yeah, absolutely.
If people are going to see this in store, and they're going to absolutely like pick it up for sure.
Yeah,
like customizers are going to buy 10 of these. Hardcore collectors are going to get 2 for, to flank some, I might even pick up a third if I see it on the shelf,
Yeah, honestly, I might too. Because this is one of those things where you can't have too many. Yeah, for sure.
Just like the Imperial Stormtrooper. If I have 5 or 6 of those, maybe.
Yeah.
If you include the George Lucas one.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that we finally got just a blank. We need
just
more clean clones.
Exactly.
In the Black Series, like
really
clean troopers, because they finally we finally got the clean Commando. Now we're finally getting the clean clone trooper. It's been a long time coming.
Yep. Yeah, we have the clean Phase 1 Stormtrooper from back in 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah. Okay, next reveal. Another finally.
Magna Guard, another prequel figure.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped for the Magna Guard. How do you feel about the white paint? I wasn't expecting it to be all white. I didn't even realize there was an all white one for some reason.
It's a lot more white than I was expecting, mostly just because Hasbro usually sticks pretty close to the picture they choose when they pipeline these, and that one was a lot more metallic and gray looking.
It was the one from that battle with Kenobi.
Yeah, exactly. H-Town Ray just popped into chat. How's it going? I don't mind it. So this is not from Revenge of the Sith, even though Magna Guards were originally from Revenge of the Sith. This is specifically from the Clone Wars. They cite that. That's what it is in the box. And I believe there are some episodes in the Clone Wars where they're more white than they're gray. So it's fine. It's fine. It looks cool. It's still a Magna Guard.
Mm-hmm. You know what we call this one?
What?
The pre-paint, right?
Absolutely.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we did. That's a pre-paint.
They are going to repaint this multiple times over.
Oh yeah, I want a Gaming Greats one to go with Jedi Survivor. I want a Revenge of the Sith one. That's a little more beige or gray or whatever. I only bought one of these specifically. I pre-ordered one of these because I want to buy the others. I'm hoping they come out with others from different lines. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and I do really like.
But
the
if I see one in
the
store, I'll probably pick one up.
Yeah, if you see it on the store, if it goes on sale for like $18, I'm gonna pick up a second one. I do really like the paint on this. The white looks really good, and then it has those spots of gray, especially like on the foot, like how he looks like he's all dirtied up, and then it kind of fades out. His feet are huge, which is good to make him. Hopefully, he's nice and sturdy.
Yeah, that's the hope.
But the big feet do make him look a little cartoony.
Yeah,
now I can't get it out of my head now. I just can't unsee his feet.
So he's got a cape and he's got 2 different batons. So it's not a baton with extra parts. It's actually 2 different like staves. One that's just kind of a tipped and one that's got the little like caps on them. And it does come with electricity, even though none of these pictures have it. I did go back and grab the one from the reveal, and that has electricity around it. So unless they, for some reason, put electricity around this one, does it come with it? I don't know.
If they show electricity here and then they release it without electricity, that's fucked. Well, that slipped. That's messed up.
It's okay. No,
that would be.
It is.
That'd be tragic.
It absolutely is. No, it is. I love this pose that they have him in on his like knee, like an Iron Man kind of thing going on, or It's more of like a Black Widow look to it, but it looks rad. It's a good looking pose.
Yeah, it shows the flexibility of the figure.
It does,
which is really awesome.
That thigh is kicking high for sure.
I do appreciate that they painted that knee pin white and not like black or anything, so it doesn't stand out.
Yep.
Like we get a lot of Spider-Man figures where it's like red arms, it has like the blue pins. It just really sticks out on the elbow. So I'm glad that they chose those to be white. And the paint on the legs looks really good. They did a nice job weathering
the paint
this one.
in general looks really good, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job weathering him. Maybe he could use a little more weathering on his neck. The neck just kind of looks like just gray plastic.
That is a job. That's going to be a job for Lance Peter Luke to suss that up. To zhuzh it up.
I might try to make that look a little metallic with the little like spot. What I forget, like dry brushing.
I'm
some
sure.
silver on there.
I'm sure it won't be hard to dry brush. I would paint it darker, like a darker gray, and then dry brush it. Yeah.
Put a nice wash on it and do some dry brushing. Or just cover the neck like that, and then problems.
Or when you put the cape on, it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, we'll just keep the cape on. That's probably their thinking.
Yeah, hold on.
People are probably gonna have the cape.
So hold on. The head sculpt on there looks like it has part of the cape on it, but then there's no cape.
Oh, look at that! Yeah, there's like a wrap.
Interesting.
I didn't even realize that it comes with like a wrap piece for like where the eyebrows would be.
I wonder if that's an extra piece. Is it an extra head? Is it part of the cape?
I bet it's a piece you just pull down over the head.
That's interesting.
But that's really interesting. I didn't even realize
there it is. Okay, it's in that one, but it's not.
It looks like
it's
tied. It's like it goes from the neck through. It's a neck piece also. It's all one piece.
Interesting.
I didn't realize that.
Nope, I didn't either until I just kind of noticed because I was looking at like this photo and this photo where I'm looking. His head looks goofy.
Yeah,
it's like he's got big ears and like a weird bowl cut hat or hair or whatever. But then he looks so much better with this
wrap
on. Yeah, the wrap on.
Yeah, so I like that because now you can take that off and you can have custom. You can have the two staffs. You can get two of these and they're completely different droids.
His hands are articulated. His fingers.
Yeah, his fingers closed. Look at that. Yeah, there's pins. There's pins on the fingers.
There's pins on his fingers. Wow.
Wow, look at that.
I might hold on. I'm gonna go pre-order another one of these.
you might need to. Where are you ordering it on?
Oh goodness, I don't know yet.
Did you? Where'd you order these earlier?
I ordered from Entertainment Earth, but I can't put it on.
Well, you just cancel your entire order and then just add it on.
It's sold out on Hasbro Pulse already.
The Magna Guard is?
The Magna Guard is.
That's good because...
the prequels fans showed up on Hasbro Pulse for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to order it from Amazon. I've got free shipping from Amazon.
There you go.
Let's do that right now. We canceled the figure earlier. We canceled Bib Fortuna live on the podcast. So I'm gonna pre-order a second Magna Guard because I just sold myself on this figure.
Yeah, wait a second. Luke has a good point. Are we sure the hands fully closed with pins?
they hold
or are they just sculpting detail? Let's scroll through the pictures more.
Because look at this one. Like that's way more closed than it is on other ones.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that one's like squeezing it. Yeah, the other one was open.
His hand is closed here, and on here, on the one where it's like down here, like that looks more open.
Like he's like hanging on his knuckles.
Exactly.
Yeah, I might have to get me a second one because this is customizable. With you take off the neck wrap. And it has two different staffs. Did you complete your purchase?
Not yet. I can't find it on Amazon.
I can conveniently send you a link.
Send me your link. I'll give you a little thing here. Yeah. But it looks like he's got. Yeah, I don't know. You're right. It could go either way, but to me, it looks like this one is more closed than normal.
Mm-hmm.
On this first picture, and like this one too. Like look at this where he's like straight on. Like that does not look open.
Yeah, that looks closed. That's definitely closed right there. That's fully closed. The left hand's in a fist.
All right. Okay. So let's. What did I do?
Did the Magna Guard disappear from Amazon?
There, it doesn't look like it's on there, right? I don't see it.
It's not on the.
It's probably sold out.
Well, the link should still be there though, right? Like it wouldn't say because I went
It
on
should
my.
still. It should still link to it. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna. It wouldn't let me like click it on desktop, so I'm just gonna go to.
Yeah, I bet.
It's sold
there's
out
gonna
on
be.
Amazon.
It's sold out on Amazon. All right. Well,
Wow,
I'll keep it in mind. Yeah, it's pre-order, sold out on day one.
prequel fans are showing up.
They are showing up for sure.
Right, I just texted you the link. For
Okay.
If it does.
Yeah,
pop
for
up.
when it
But
goes back on. That's fine.
Is it
Either way.
Is it on Pulse? Did that sell out on Pulse?
It's sold out on Pulse. That's the first place I checked.
Wow. So yeah, prequel fans need to show up because if we
Yeah.
buy these prequel figures like crazy,
Yeah.
that's just going to send a signal to Hasbro to
Yep,
release
it's gonna let 'em
more
know.
prequel
Yeah.
figures.
Yeah.
So we have to
For
show
sure.
up. We
Yep.
have to show up. And not
Yep.
only for these Clone Wars figures. It's like what Justin said. We have to show up for Anakin and the Padme, which we'll talk about later, but we have to
We'll
show
talk
up
about
for
that
these
later.
prequel
Yeah,
figures.
we have to show up. Yep. All right, moving on. We got another prequel figure that's also sold out on Hasbro Pulse, and that is the Padawan Ahsoka Tano. And this I did not expect this. Like I was gonna buy it, but I wasn't excited about it. But this figure looks phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was excited for this one, but I didn't expect it to be a certified like banger. It looks fantastic.
Everything's brand new on this. Nothing's reused, and it's got all modern articulation. Hasbro just knocked it out of the park. The likeness, it actually looks like cartoony, like animated. Like this picture of her face from the profile on the side, it looks so good.
They did a really good job like sculpting this to make it
Yes.
look like the cartoon, but also look like live action Ahsoka
Yes.
would
Absolutely.
if she was just thrown into Revenge of the Sith. Or
Yeah, I love this
live action
picture
from that time period.
of her with her arms crossed.
This one brings out her personality.
It really
the most,
does.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Like the pictures with her arms crossed.
Yeah.
And with no blades. Yeah, super excited for this Ahsoka. 100% new. The sculpt detail on her little like piece that hangs from the middle of her belt.
Yeah.
Is really the attention to detail there is really nice.
Absolutely. Yep.
The colors are nice and unique. Like we don't really have a lot of like dark maroon figures on the shelf with like the orange skin and
No, she's gonna be striking for sure.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm just not sure where I'm gonna put her because like my Clone Wars shelf is packed and the season 7 Ahsoka is right in the front, so she's gonna be put right there. So
I'll probably put this. Oh, I don't know, man. That's a good point. Like, where would I put this? I'll probably put this one specifically with my Clone Wars, the Target exclusive figures.
Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Anakin and Obi-Wan.
That's what I was thinking. I think I'm gonna have to move my season of 7 Ahsoka to next to the Revenge of the Sith Anakin and Obi-Wan because that's how they looked in that season
that's
7.
that's closer. Yeah.
So I'll have to move. Then this one takes that spot.
Yeah.
So really, like I have it separated with like, Clone Wars and then Revenge of the Sith on the shelf. They're essentially all one. So I'm just gonna have to merge them eventually.
Oh, that's true, Will Bond. I think I'm gonna put mine with the Darth Maul.
That makes sense.
They're gonna be fighting. Yeah.
Yep, that's a good
My
point.
season 7 Ahsoka anyway.
Ahsoka,
'cause-
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, she looks so good. This figure just surprised the heck out of me for how much I loved it.
Mm-hmm. So were you expecting the smaller blade to be kind of yellow?
No, but I'm also colorblind, so I really can't tell the difference.
Oh, why did I forget about that? That's all right. Yeah, because yeah.
Are they different colors? Because they look the same to me.
No, they're both like the same green, but I know when you go watch like the Clone Wars, one of her blades has a slightly yellower tone. The shorter one does.
Interesting.
But if you go back and look at pictures that's not from the show, like people's drawings are usually just like green, like promo images. They're both like the same green. but in the show, like the shorter one is a little yellower, a little
Interesting.
different. So, but you know, who knows? Like maybe that was like a mistake, but I feel like it wasn't. I don't know. Either way, they're both green here, and I really don't care either way.
Yeah, so those were all the reveals. Actually, that's not true. And I 100% forgot to add on the last reveal. I slipped my mind. My bad. I don't have it.
What do you mean?
I don't have fives. I forgot about fives.
Isn't fives after the archive and pipeline if we're going chronologically?
But I didn't add them in. I didn't add them in. Yeah, I was going to put them in here, but so let's just talk about fives and then we'll talk about the archive stuff.
All right. Yeah, so fives, it's time for Lukeness Monster to have his time in the sun. He's been like the train leader. You know, he's been the pilot on the fives train for quite a while. I feel like everybody in the community has their own figure that they raise the banner for. Like Lukeness with fives, you're Krell.
Sure.
And then, like, that's your number one every time.
Yeah, you're Anakin.
Revento said Anakin, 100% new. Like, that's me.
Yeah. So, like, Justin's probably Super Battle Droid.
Yeah, Justin and Nate are super. Oh, Justin and Nate are like Super Battle Droid and like Max Rebo.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, and then so we're all gonna have our time in the sun, but today's Lukeness is our most recent guest. It's Lukeness Monster's time to shine. So thanks for carrying the banner, Lukeness. But yeah, fives. Super excited for it. Pre-ordered easily for me. I know it eventually sold out. Mike, the pre-order go a lot smoother than Jesse for you.
Oh, other than the fact that it sold out really fast, apparently. But I woke up this morning at 7 and I saw all of your text messages saying like, oh, you know, the Walmart stuff is live. So I clicked on Yak Face's Linktree and just went down the line and added everything to my cart. So I got fives. I got all the season 2 Bad Batchers and things like that. So I didn't have a problem. Like everything went through without a hitch. But I definitely feel bad for people, especially on the West Coast, that woke up at like 8 or 9 and fives was apparently already sold out. And I do feel like that's a super sucky thing. Number one, considering he was announced yesterday real soon, and I don't remember them saying he was going up today. But even if they did,
I don't think they even announced it in advance. It just kind of I didn't know it was going up for pre-order until we got the text from Justin this morning.
Yeah, we saw that he was going live, or he was announced. Fantha Tracks announced him like right after the live stream ended, and he's basically just Echo with all the necessary changes that we would expect from fives, and he's got the little 5 on his head. You know, he's everything you would want ARC Trooper 5s to be. Apparently his helmet paint isn't quite as accurate as some people would like. There are some people that care about that more than others.
Yeah, the issue is it's because the fin, just the proportion, the way it's proportioned, the fin comes down really low. So in the cartoon, the arc is really big and wide, but on the figure, if it goes right under the fin, there's just not enough room to make it even and really wide. So they had to make it a little smaller, which, I mean, for me, I'm not the one carrying the fives banner, so it's not the biggest deal to me. But I feel like for other people who are, I mean, I'm super hyped for fives, but to me, he's going to be a really cool ARC Trooper on the shelf.
Yeah.
Just like kind of how Jesse's going to be for me. That's why I wasn't too upset over the helmet situation, because to me, it's just another cool clone that I care about him, but to me, I just care about other things a little more.
Jesse, Echo, and fives are all going to look great on the shelf.
Yeah.
That's what I care about.
Yep, same.
So he apparently went up for pre-order today, and a lot of people missed him because he sold out. Now it's Walmart. Honestly, I would expect him to come back in stock at some point. So what I would do is add him to a wish list and put a little check mark, and you'll get an email when he comes back in stock. That happened with the Tython Boba Fett because it sold out and went back in stock. Like it's happened with pretty much everything. So just keep an eye out. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I know it sucks thinking like, oh, you missed out, but You'll get it. I promise.
Yeah, I was in that boat with the
Yeah.
well, it was the season 7 Ahsoka, and
Yeah.
it was the season 7 Ahsoka where I'd missed that original pre-order, and I had to wait, and I pre-ordered it like in November, and it went up in the summertime, I'm pretty sure, and I ended up getting it like kind of before a lot of the people that pre-ordered in the summer, so
Yeah.
you could benefit from not pre-ordering it now.
It's true.
Just
It's
Walmart's quirky and weird like that.
Yeah. So,
Archive.
yeah, so we got some new pipelines. You know, what was weird is, no, you know, we don't really do TVC on here, but there weren't a lot of TVC things on this, but there were some. But there were 0 TVC archives, like other than them teasing.
That is weird.
Other than teasing the
HasLab.
the HasLab, which they basically said they're going to show off. They're going to start it on at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con. It seems like, but
Yeah.
but it's weird they had 0 archive or 0 TVC pipelines. That's the thing that kind of struck me is like I feel like that is kind of weird. But
Yeah, because normally they do both of them.
Yes, they do.
So it's just
But instead of doing TVC and Black Series, we just got 2 different Black Series ones, and the first one is for an upcoming archive wave, which I'm not a fan of.
Everybody knows how I
fan.
feel about the archive line anyways. I just feel like it's pointless with the Galaxy packaging we have now. And I get the whole, it's technically a different SKU, so it's a different product, but just use those SKU placements for more Galaxy line packaging. I don't know how that all works, but I feel like they can make it work. They get paid to find out how to make that stuff work. Bo-Katan, really?
I don't know what, like, you can still buy her. You can go to the Big Bad Toy Store right now and pre-order Bo-Katan or buy Bo-Katan for $22.99. They have her in stock.
And you can go on Hasbro Pulse. You can't get the original version, but you can get the credit collection version.
Yeah.
Like for retail. And you know they're not selling that thing for retail.
Yeah.
You know they're not. And it just, I get they want to capitalize on her big, like she was sort of the main character in season 3 almost, or co-main character. Like I get you want to capitalize on that, but the archive, like they move the goalposts on archive every time they announce archive figures. Because whenever people ask them, hey, how come like this figure isn't being re-released, or how can we get this figure in the archive? They're like, well, we save archive for, figures that we want to do, like, that are really expensive on secondary market and are hard to get and came out. We want to get back into the line. Well, Bo-Katan's still in the line.
Yeah, she's not old enough to be here.
Yeah. And then they'll say, well, how come we're getting a repaint face, like just paint upgraded, but on the Obi-Wan, but we can't get like the nice new head? Well, we don't do retools for archive, but then they go and do a retool
but then
for
they do
Han
it for Han Solo. Yeah.
And then Princess Leia Bouche, they completely change the scale of that figure almost, or the height of that figure.
Yep.
So they move the goalpost every time on archive, and it's annoying.
It's whatever they want to do, okay?
It's,
Hasbro's going to do what Hasbro wants to do.
But
no, you're absolutely right. It does suck. It's frustrating when you feel like you've got, you know what the rules are for the game, but then it's Hasbro's game and they'll change the rules when they want to change the rules. But I genuinely do not understand anything from this wave whatsoever. So Bo-Katan was a weird choice. A 10-year-old figure. It's the 2024 is the 10th anniversary of the line, and they're bringing out figure number 1 from phase 1 way back in 20. Actually, this is the 10 year. So 2013. They're bringing
started
back
in like mid to late 2013.
Yeah.
So.
And what's so disappointing about this for me
it kills your dream.
It does kill my dream. I was hoping that they would retire this mold and bring out a brand new, updated for 2023, 10 years later, Luke Skywalker with a better sculpt, updated sculpt. Everything's good. New butterfly joints, all of that stuff for the original figure, and redo that first wave with all new figures. And they were on track for doing it. We have a brand new R2-D2. They could easily put together a Sand Trooper from the new Stormtrooper mold and stuff like that. They've got a mostly new Darth Maul part. Like, it wouldn't be hard to conjure together a better Darth Maul. The only thing
And
that
yet
was really
every Darth Maul they make sells like crazy, so they could definitely do a new one.
exactly easily people would eat that up if they came out with basically the same figure but newer for 2023. But nope, they're not doing it. What they're doing is they're just going to again re-release X-Wing Luke Skywalker, even though this was part of the first archive release. They've already released this in the archive line.
That's why, like, it's already in the. So if we're back to re-releasing archiving
archive figures.
yeah, like archive some figures that are actually worth something, like Bosk. He's actually still the archive version of that is still really high.
Yep.
I don't want them to archive Anakin. I want a new Anakin.
Right, but that's
But
a better choice.
That's a better choice. Why wouldn't you do that one if you actually care about collectors getting stuff that's on the secondary market for $100?
Absolutely.
Like the X-Wing Luke and the Bo-Katan is just an insane choice.
Well, even the Darth Vader is a weird choice because, again, this is A New Hope Darth Vader. Now, he is going to have they said on the stream, he's going to have the under robe over his shoulders, not like in the picture where it's not. But
I think they're saying it's going to be the Empire body, but with the A New Hope.
Is that what they said?
Well, they said it's going to be A New Hope, but they're showing. Oh, and this is a Kenobi figure.
This is the Kenobi figure.
Yeah, that's right. This is the Kenobi figure.
That was already just, that's my problem is if you wanted a New Hope Vader, just buy the Kenobi Vader and pull the the robe can come out. You can put it over there on your own. Like, it's not hard to do. It's just a weird choice to put this one out again.
Especially Kenobi Vader just came out.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It just came out.
We're also getting the battle damage Vader. They already pipelined that.
Yes.
So putting this in, like, I understand that Vader, you should always be able to buy a Darth Vader.
Yep.
But you literally can. Still,
you
like,
can.
You still can literally buy a Vader.
You still can. Like, it's not different. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't get it. Just put it in the A New Hope mainline.
Yeah. Now, the other one is the Stormtrooper, which you can argue, again, same kind of thing. The Stormtrooper is still pretty recent, and it's being re-released right now in the 40th anniversary line. So we're getting it 40th anniversary and then also archived. But, and there's a big but, it is a Stormtrooper. It's never bad to release another Stormtrooper. I might buy an archived Stormtrooper again just to have another Stormtrooper because you can't have too many Stormtroopers. Yeah, and if they're prevalent, they might not get sold and go on discount or whatever.
Yeah, the 40th one I feel like will, because I felt with troopers and especially with that Stormtrooper, like that 40th one will eventually be harder to get. So it makes sense to archive this one. This is the one I'm fine with. Like the Darth Vader one is halfway okay. The other two are just complete disaster archive picks. But the Stormtrooper I can get behind. But I feel like I would like them re-releasing the Stormtrooper better if the other options in the wave were actually made sense for archive.
So my question for you then, and this is something I was thinking about, what figures would you like them to archive instead of the first three that we've got? What would you choose to archive instead? And I was going through this myself, and honestly, it was kind of tough. I think the original Dr. Aphra and 000 and BT1, those are all pretty expensive in the aftermarket.
Those would be good, yeah.
And that was the first one that popped into my brain, like, okay, people still want those figures, and they were hard to get. I would also want a Jaina Solo, because I want the better face printing. I want, because it's my favorite figure in the line. I just want it to be better face printed. And then my other answer was the Imperial Patrol Trooper, just because it's only been released once and it's a great figure.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll through real quick to see about archive, like what I would want archived. That's tough because how I feel about the archive line in general. But
Rex would be a good option for archiving.
Yeah.
Bad Batch Hunter and Crosshair would be a good choice for archiving.
Yeah, and
that's
Hunter's getting a season 2, but people need the
sure.
season
But there are
1
people
back.
that want to see the season 1 look still, and there's like sequel trilogy figures like the Princess Leia that needs a face upgrade.
Yeah,
And it might be hard because there are people that they don't want to own those, and I get that. But like we've got a bunch of Rays that never got better faces. Director Krennic could use a better face. There's just so many options.
yeah. I wouldn't mind a Sabine archive because both Sabines are actually pretty high on the secondary market, and she's about to be in. So we'll get a new one, but they could capitalize on the hype of Sabine, in Rebels. So that'd be decent. I'd probably pick
that's
Sabine
synergy
off
right
the top
there.
of my head.
Absolutely.
Just kind of looking through these real fast.
That is synergy right there for sure.
Hutslayer Leia, yeah. That's another one.
That's the obvious one. I think that was probably the biggest one, but I didn't say it because I don't know if that's one that they would ever really redo.
Yeah,
but,
and a lot of these archives, I would rather, a lot of the ones I really, really want to re-release, I want new molds of, I don't want
instead of exactly
sloppy archive versions of them,
No, I agree. That's why I was thinking with troopers, like, like the Imperial Patrol Troopers. I don't care if they do a new one of that. It was, the first one they did was fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes sense.
But like, some of the harder ones to get, I think the Obi-Wan, the Padawan Obi-Wan is hard to get. I know that the Dr. Aphra and the 2 droids go for a ton on the aftermarket.
Padawan Obi-Wan would be a really good one.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, just archive Qui-Gon.
The one from the episode
just
1
do it the face up, because the one with the face update, get that back in the line.
Heck, archive Dooku.
Dooku.
Archive Commander Bly. I don't give a shit.
Archive Cody with that new head.
There's so many figures they could have chosen, and they went with this.
Yeah, the X-Wing and the Bo-Katan just really doesn't make any sense at all.
Okay. That's enough bitching about the archives. But you know what? Here's the thing: is like I'm gonna buy the Stormtrooper, but the other 3 are just me saving money. I'm not gonna buy them, and that's fine. Like I'm not insulted that Hasbro's doing this. I'm sure there's someone out there that is appealing. These are appealing to.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just not me.
Yeah, absolutely. Not me. I'll probably pick up a Stormtrooper, but that's about it.
Yeah. So.
All right, so we got some pipeline reveals for you. Starting off with a little bit of questionable one. Paz Vizsla being pipelined. And I think this is going to be the 5th time it's revealed or released, or 6th.
This is the 5th. This will be the 5th release. One. We have the original. We have the credit collection. We have the carbonized version, and we have the Paz Vizsla one. So this one will be number 5. Now, the fact that they're doing this as an official mainline release and not an archive tells me that it's going to be different.
Yep.
Not too different, I'm expecting, but at the very least, I'm hoping that it's going to be updated with new accessories like the shield and the blade, at the very least.
Yeah, that we need the shield, and I mean the body of it's fine, so I don't really see a need for them to make it like 100% new or anything. Yeah, but just some small retools for the shield and a good blade.
Yeah.
Would be nice. So that's kind of what we're expecting out of that. Nothing crazy, but it is still a little bit of an odd.
It's a weird choice. It's 100%. It's a weird choice, and they're doing it. They're doing it to bank on the whole Paz Vizsla. His big scene from the episode or season 3.
His big death.
His big death. Paz's big death.
They said we got to squeeze out one more Paz Vizsla mold before,
because they're not going to get any more in.
Gone for good.
That's right.
All right, next up we got the. Oh, wait, go ahead.
I was just saying, what if they just made him a dead version? He's like a big.
He just laying down.
Like a hole. Yeah.
Mold his torso to have like a giant hole in there.
Yeah.
Next up we got Grief Karga's R4 droid.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a Walmart exclusive. I don't know the name of the droid. I don't
remember
ever
the
look
name
it
of the
up.
droid. Nope. But it's basically just as soon as I know it's on the new droid body, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, it's going to be on the new body, and then obviously the head is going to have to be different, but the whole body will be the same. Maybe some retools on the bottom, but we'll see. Yeah, it should be neat, and I assume that means we're going to eventually get what is it, Magistrate
R4P17.
R4P17.
Yeah.
See, I would assume that means we're going to get the season 3 version of Grief Karga here soon if we're getting this droid.
I hope so. And you know what? If he's deluxe, I'd pay for it.
He has to come with the 2 cape holder droids.
That's the caveat. He's got to have a big cape, and he has to have cape holder. If he has that, 100% instant pre-order for me. Not even a question.
Yeah, for sure. But now we got the pipeline reveal of episode 1, The Phantom Menace, young Anakin Skywalker, which I'm pretty hyped about for no reason, because if you
they said it's going to be a brand new mold.
So
it's not
reuse of Omega, which is good or anything.
Nope. Yep.
And if you go back and listen to our second episode of 2023, whenever we were doing our top 10s, little young Anakin Skywalker wasn't in my top 10, but I did mention an honorable mention that I would like young Anakin with a pod racer. Now, he doesn't come with a pod racer, but that doesn't mean in the future it's completely off the table. Hopefully,
I want that helmet. I want the helmet from the Naboo fighter.
Yep.
So, if that's not, or if his pod racing helmet is an accessory for him, Hasbro's failed. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he needs a pod racing helmet.
He needs those. He needs the pod racing helmet. He needs the Naboo fighter helmet.
He needs to be 2-packed with Kitster.
Oh, without a doubt.
We need a little Greedo to go with him. So
from the deleted scene.
So do you think that Luke is gonna like swap the head and then put a Greedo head on there and then paint it so he can get in a fight with young Anakin? Maybe do a little head swap there.
Give him. Well, I feel like little Greedo's proportions are going to be different.
Yeah,
but
true.
This is easily, again, kind of like what we were saying earlier. If you want more prequel stuff, you have to support this.
You have to.
This is how it works. Your people always talk about voting with their wallet for not buying things you don't want. The opposite is also true. If you want to send the message to Hasbro saying, yes, this is what we want, pre-order it. Don't even wait to buy it. Pre-order it. Because Hasbro sees those pre-order numbers, and that's how they gauge interest.
Yeah, we have to show up and support young Anakin.
Yes.
We didn't support Jar Jar. He went to Ollie's. We cannot see Anakin and the Padme that they revealed from episode 1. We cannot see these 2 figures go on $10 discount. Like, they can go on clearance. Everything goes on clearance, but keep them around that 16 to 19 range. Don't let them hit like $10, please, because then they're gonna stop.
I'm so glad to get this Padme, and I'm hoping that we get maybe some handmaidens or something. Like give me like a Keira Knightley version of this. So.
Yeah, it's taken so long to get a second Padme in the line.
Too long.
Yeah, we're finally.
Is this the Padme I wanted from episode 1? No, but I'll take it.
At least we're finally getting the episode 1 shelf kind of built out a little further. Like, you throw some droids in there.
Yeah.
You got Jar Jar. Maybe you can custom another Gungan.
We got battle droids. We got Jar Jar. We got Qui-Gon. We've got Obi-Wan. And that's pretty much specifically
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. You're right. Darth Maul. That's pretty much it for specific versions. Like, you could put R2D2 in there. Yeah. Because he technically counts.
Man, we need a episode 1 3PO.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. To go with this Anakin. Yeah. That'd be sick. That would be sick. Padme, looking forward to Padme. Definitely getting those 2. I'm pre-ordering those day 1 because we need to show out for the prequels. And all these Clone Wars figures looks like they're starting to sell out across these sites. So So we're showing out for those. We just got to show out for the episode 1 stuff also.
Get it. If you want more, buy these. That's how it works. That's how consumerism works. That's how capitalism works.
Vote with your wallet.
Vote with your wallet.
And then, so I guess this is the last thing we have to talk about as far as reveals go, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
Is the
So
premium roleplay
Carson
Captain
Teva.
Carson Teva helmet.
Yeah. So a lot of people saw this and assumed he was getting a figure because they ignored the premium role play right below it.
The wording right below it.
Yes, right below it. It says premium role play.
Yeah.
The other ones don't. That tells you it's a
And
helmet.
he's not framed in red. It's clearly
Correct.
separated than,
Yeah, it's separated.
the other ones.
Yeah, so it is just his helmet. Again, I'm not into helmets, but I'm super excited we're getting Carson Teva anything, and I do want a figure of his. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, this is a gateway.
Not on the same mold.
Heck no.
That we currently have.
Heck no. He needs his own look. He needs his own figure.
Yeah.
Which means they probably won't do it.
But then
honestly.
they could do like a Porkins, Not saying he's a bulky guy, but they could make it work.
The problem with that is I feel like those X-Wing pilot outfits are too different to reuse.
Yeah. That's true.
Because he has more of a New Republic one, which would be closer to what we saw in like episode 7 with like Elo Asti or Poe Dameron. Like if they put Carson Teva's head on Poe Dameron. No, they're not going to do that.
No, they better not.
If they did that with Dave Filoni, and it looks awful.
It does not work at all. That's why that thing is not coming out of the box. It has never come out of the box for me.
It's a novelty. That's a novelty figure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Now, if they release Dave with like his cowboy hat and leather jacket from just chilling at the bar, I might be in on that one. I might be in on that one. Put it in my top 10. Yeah, that's it for reveals. What are your overall thoughts of the May the 4th live stream? May the 3rd live stream.
Ooh, that's a good point, Wilbon. Snap Wexley. If they did a Snap Wexley, they could easily turn that into a Carson Teva as well.
That's true.
But to answer your question, started off super weak, ended on kind of a wet fart. But that middle section was all hype. All hype. Yeah. It was, and the highs, like the lows that we ended on didn't ruin for me the highs. I didn't take away, the archive is so dumb and we're getting things I don't care about. Like I thought Darth Malgus, I thought new Mando, I thought new Clone Trooper, Magna Guard. That's all I took away. We got win after win after win after win. This is what I want to see from the Star Wars team. This was my jam.
Yeah, they absolutely knocked it out of the park. A couple stinkers in there, like the Grievous.
Yeah, agreed.
Grievous was a stinker. Some of the archive line could have been better.
Literally any of the TVC figures they showed off.
Yeah, all of those. Mike with the shade.
I'm kidding.
How many TVC figures did they even reveal? Like 2 or 3?
4.
It wasn't a lot at all.
3.
Yeah.
No, 3. Well, 4 if you count. So the 2 Ewoks, the Grogu Luke build-up pack, which I like. I like the frogs that he came with a little bit better than the ones that we're getting.
The stand was cool.
The stand was cool. Yeah,
that was pretty neat.
But that Luke looks terrible. But they're basically getting a scaled down version of the Grand Inquisitor. It looks the same as the Black Series version, just at a 3 3/4 inch level. So good for them. I'm glad they're finally getting that because it's a good figure. But yeah, I think they got 4. They got 3 reveals, 4.5 figures out of 12 total reveals. 1 was a role play item. 4 of them were TVC, and the rest were all Black Series.
Yeah, big Black Series W today.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. With more wins than losses by far. Like it's not even like half and half. It's win. Loss. And that was it. Yeah. So yeah.
It's like the '96 Bulls, just a bunch of wins and a loss like every
bunch of wins. Yeah.
So let's go over the case assortments. Give everybody an update. If you're a casual collector, that little refresher here.
I have a challenge to your case assortment.
And what is that?
I don't.
What are you
I don't
challenging?
think. Sure. So we know Wave 36. That's on lock. That's the next wave coming out.
Yeah.
Probably coming out soon overseas, and we'll probably see it in the next couple months here in the U.S. Hasbro Pulse says September, I think, or August. They moved it back to, and that's going to be the Obi-Wan Jabim, the Fourth Sister, the Imperial Tala,
Which
Darth
is
Malak.
two-pack.
Yeah. Darth Malak, which is also 2-packed, and that's good because he's going to be a popular character. Bastila Shan and Val Sartha. So that's going to be a solid wave. That's going to be a solid wave. And that's going to, like I said, it's probably, we haven't seen that. It was supposed to come out in May, but like it hasn't even been released overseas yet. But it looks like
Yeah.
it's going to start being released soon. So the next wave, though, definitely going to be Wave 37, and that's going to be, that comes out, it looks like in December or November, somewhere around that point. That's going to be
Wintertime.
Omega, Chewbacca, Wicket, the Magna Guard, Ahsoka Tano is going to be double packed, and the Phase 2 Trooper is going to be double packed. And those just went up for pre-order today. So that's going to be a real short window from pre-order to release. However, and I know you got this from Yakface, if you look at the release dates for the next two waves, they are swapped.
38 and 39 or 37
Yes.
and 38?
38 and 39.
38 and
So
39.
if you look at Hasbro Pulse for release dates, the Tusken Chieftain is scheduled to come out in March of 2024, and Wave 39 is scheduled to come out in February of 2024.
Interesting. That is really interesting because I guess maybe Yakface is assuming that that's coming out first because it's fully revealed already.
Yeah.
And Wave 39, which so far we know is the R5D4 and the Mandalorian Fleet Commander, but the rest of it's to be determined.
Yep.
So,
But
I guess-
according to Hasbro, those are coming out before.
that is true. So that would have to be a really quick turnaround then if we haven't seen them
Yep.
yet, and then they're shipped
Yeah.
in February. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what comes out first.
Yeah.
But according to Yakface, this is it for now.
Yeah. So Wave
we
38
got
is
your
going to
challenge out there.
Yeah, well, I'm curious to see what's going to happen. But as of right now, we haven't seen the boxes for Mandalorian Fleet Commander or R5D4. But Wave 38 is confirmed to have traditional windowed packaging.
And we saw that on the Mandalorian reveal.
Correct.
They kind of
Correct.
revealed that it's back in like traditional Galaxy line packaging.
Correct.
Instead of
And
some
we didn't-
reworked Galaxy
Yeah.
line.
because they hadn't shown us what the Tusken Chieftain, Pike Soldier, or Cad Bane look like in packaging yet.
Yeah.
They were conveniently leaving the packaging details out of that. So definitely looks like we're only going to get basically 3 waves of plastic-free packaging figures before going back to that. Assuming Wave 39 is also
yeah.
in windowed packaging, but again, it's hard to tell.
Yeah. What a short turnaround it is for PFP. Like that thing died
Yeah.
so quick, unfortunately. I ended up liking it. I ended up really enjoying that.
Me too. I know the fandom of overall is going to be happier for the people like inbox collectors, and I'm going to be happier not having to hear people constantly complain. As soon as a new figure is announced, there's always someone that's like, I want it, but it's not the packaging I like, things like that. And it's just, it's a downer when someone poo-poos something that's objectively cool because they don't like the box it comes in, which is so silly, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I get comments on TikTok where people are like, I would totally buy this, but not with the new crappy packaging.
Exactly.
Like you buy it for the toy, don't you?
Yeah, you're buying a toy,
Like,
right?
really?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just design your own boxes if you just want to display boxes?
For sure.
Or like, and
Well,
put your
there's people
figures
that have
in
been doing that where they get the trays and they slide them in, cut the front out. Yeah. But the Wave 38, only 4 figures I'm buying unless I buy 2 Pike Soldiers. I don't know, but that's going to be a fun wave. The Chieftain looks nice. The Pike Soldier looks good. The Cad Bane I'm actually not going to buy because I'm going to get the one from the 2-pack. Yeah. So that's really only 3 figures I'm getting unless I buy an extra Pike Soldier, in which case I'm back to 4. But that's going to be sort of a nice reprieve from all the money I'm spending for sure.
Yeah, because between waves 36 and 37, I'm probably getting most of those.
Yeah, with 36, I'm only getting one of each. So that's what 6 figures I'm getting instead of 8. But that's still $150.
Oh yeah. Yep, it's gonna add up for sure. It's gonna add
Wave
up.
37 is gonna be nice because I get to skip Chewbacca and Wicket, but definitely getting the Magna Guard. I might pick up an extra Magna Guard. Definitely getting 2 Phase 2 clone troopers. So that kind of evens out, what I'm not buying with the Wicket and Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the case assortments that are coming up for you. We do have a couple discussion topics for this episode.
Sure.
I think we already kind of covered everything we're pre-ordering. We kind of said with the wrap.
For me, it's easier to say what I'm not pre-ordering, and that's pretty much
that's very true.
The General Grievous was the only thing today I didn't pre-order. I pre-ordered all of the Bad Batch figures that went on Walmart. So the regular, the Commando Trooper, Hunter, Tech, Wrecker. It was interesting that Wrecker wasn't deluxe priced.
Yeah, that's weird. He was originally deluxe, and now it was $27.99 or so.
Correct. Yeah. So that was interesting that he's
Walmart.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but it's weird. But I'm not complaining about it. Don't take this as a complaint. I'm just pointing it out because it's interesting. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I didn't pre-order Grievous and Doc Onder because of the sticker shock I got on that.
Sure.
And then I would have been good. I would have ended up like being in if I could get free shipping. And then there was a thing. It popped up when I was on the mobile website where it said sign up with and then get a code for free shipping. But I didn't at that exact moment. And then I went back and that ad isn't popping up anymore. So I'm out of the free shipping game on that.
Womp.
I know. So I didn't end up getting that one, but I'm gonna hold out and hopefully get it. And then if not, I'm fine with just waiting. Yeah. I guess for a Megalodon or something. Yeah. But I do really want it, and I hope they do like a sale soon, like across the site wide or something. Because then I can maybe combine some stuff, get the free shipping or whatever. Some things I need.
Yeah, for sure.
What are your most looked forward to figures that were revealed recently?
Number one, Darth Malgus.
Malgus.
That's contender for figure of the year. That if anything could contend with my Attila Mythic Legion figure, it'd be Darth Malgus for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Darth Malgus. I'm also really looking forward to the Ahsoka.
Sure, that was probably the most surprising for me. Like I knew I would like Darth Malgus. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to like Ahsoka as much as I did.
Yeah. Honestly, the Clone Wars stuff, like the Magna Guard. Yeah. Clone Trooper, like really everything they revealed other than the ones I didn't get, super stoked for. Like it was a pretty banger reveal live stream that they did.
Just the whole live stream was fire. I don't even know. Again, the first thing I do is hide chat, so I don't know what the chat's reaction was, but I know my reaction was way positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seemed like everybody was pretty hyped for everything other than like the Grievous.
I did make that funny joke about Patrick, though. Patrick, if you're listening,
he was shiny. He was
Patrick. You were positively glowing, buddy.
He missed the matte spray.
The factory missed the note on Patrick's finish for sure.
Man, the makeup department missed the note.
Yeah,
getting him ready. Man,
everyone else fine, but Patrick was just so shiny.
He was sweating bullets for no reason.
Yeah.
Like dude was at Star Wars Celebration just fine.
Yeah, it was. I was surprised, but it was funny.
Maybe he went on a run that morning or something.
Could be. Still, it hasn't cooled down yet. He's always on the move. You know, Patrick, always on the move.
So you want to talk about Jedi Survivor a little bit?
Yeah. So no spoilers, no spoilerinos. I got it on release day last Friday, and I've basically played it. I played it every day. I'm at the point in the game where you're almost at the end, but you've unlocked all of your like new abilities, and you can go explore and get all the things that you kind of missed. I'm absolutely loving that you can fast travel between those little save points, because that was something that the first game was sorely missing. Like if you knew you had a chest on Kashyyyk and it was all the way at the back of the map or whatever,
You had to go.
like you had to go run through the
map.
whole level to get to there. Whereas now you can just teleport to a specific place. And there's even unlocks in there that you can find that put the secrets that you're missing on the map so you can go find them, which that's a good quality of life update. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the game. I'm nowhere near being done with it, I don't think. I don't really want to talk about the story as much.
No, I don't want to talk about story at all. Don't want to talk about story at all. Other than, obviously, there are characters I would love to have in the Black Series line.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mostly the two main bad guys. I don't really want to get into them because in case I don't know how sensitive people are to spoilers or not. But they're in the trailers. But the two bad guys are a must-have, and obviously some of the main good guys, like the Bodhi guy or whatever, Bode. Like
he's pretty cool. His character design is pretty neat.
His character is cool. He's got a backpack or like a rocket pack and stuff. Like I would like to have those. I would. There's a bunch of figures I would like to have other than just Cal Kestis. But I also like you were saying you said you weren't gonna buy Cal Kestis because you wanted to do like a build-up version.
For a build-up pack, or something.
Honestly, after playing the game, I kind of wish I'd done the same thing, because the first thing I'm thinking of is, I want the crossguard, saber. I want the double saber, because he's got a bunch of different stances.
Yeah, you can change the dual wielding.
Yeah. So I would have liked to have those. But I also would like it if they threw in some of the goofy hairstyles. So my Cal Kestis,
some head sculpts.
In my game, I splurged and got the deluxe. I didn't get the deluxe version of the game, but I upgraded to deluxe.
The add-on.
After the add-on. So my current Cal Kestis is wearing Luke's jacket, but it's purple. Same the Luke's shirt, but that's also purple. He's got the long hair with the bandana, and then he's got some white pants on. So he's running around the galaxy looking like an 80s glam rock star.
I like it.
And I love it. I love
awesome.
seeing him. I love seeing him in cutscenes just looking absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, my Cal, he has like long Anakin type hair.
Yeah, sure.
He's got a blue jacket and blue long sleeve undershirt.
Yeah.
And then I'm wearing like sort of like army green colored pants.
Yeah.
So he looks like a Star Wars character running around with.
Sure. Yeah.
Wilbon asks, "What's your favorite lightsaber stance combo?"
Oh, that's a good question. So, I go back and forth between crossguard and blaster. For boss fights, for the most part, I use crossguard because the damage is ridiculous. But I like the cool little flourishes he does with the blaster when you do an execute where he's like shooting behind him and stuff like that. I dig that. But I don't love that his lightsaber style when using the blaster is more like a thrust kind of thing. I'm not a fan of that.
So you can't slash or anything, or
no, most of his animations in blaster style is more of a forward thrust kind of like a.
It's like what's
like
that sport when you're on the horse and
it's more like your fencing is what you're kind of doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I only have the dual wield unlocked so far, other than the double blade. So I'm not too far in the game. I have the double blade and the dual wield, and I like the double blade. And I'm not really a fan of the dual wield for some reason.
Sure.
I feel like when it like doesn't block anything.
Well, it's got those weird stances where if you hold the button, like it's supposed to auto block and auto evade if you do it right. But yeah, I had trouble with that, so I didn't.
So I don't like I don't like the special on that one, which it gets in the way of the fight. So I've been leaning towards like so far is just having the double one, and then when I want to go single, he'll just like he does that cool animation where he like pulls the other lightsaber into it.
The animations are really cool.
Yeah,
the animations are rad for sure. Yeah.
What lightsaber color are you doing?
Oh, purple. I go all purple. Purple's my favorite. So I grew up, being colorblind. I grew
up.
Is
that the only color you can see? Is that why?
It's not that I can see it, but growing up, I'm always like, I love blue. Blue is my favorite color. And every time I go like, I like that blue this or I like that blue that, people are like, that's not blue, that's purple. And that's when I realized that no, my favorite color is actually purple, because every time I say I like a blue something, it always ends up being purple. But like it's like a royal purple, like a violet, not like a lavender purple, so like a darker purple.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth between. I love the green.
Yeah,
I think his character looks really good with the green saber, and then I've dabbled with the yellow one and the white one.
Yeah,
the white one's cool, but I feel like it's kind of reserved for Ahsoka in my mind.
Sure,
just
agreed.
But I've been going mostly green just because I love the way green lightsabers look. And then I'll dabble with like the yellow and every now and then. And I'm not really a fan of the there's like a teal color. Not a really big fan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of teal's not my favorite color in general.
Yeah. Some of those ones are a little weird, but the purple is really good, and the classic blue is also really good.
Yeah, people are in chat are saying that they want a Turgle figure, and he is a breakout character in the game. Once you get to him, he's very distinct. I like him, and I like a character named Scuba Stev. So hey, Brian's here. Brian Eobacious is here. So there's definitely a bunch of fun characters, and you know what I love about the game? Again, no spoilers, so don't worry about this. But there's a lot of stuff that happens in the game that you don't experience if you just go through the main thing. There's a lot of like side quests and stories that you get. Like one of the things, like in the first game, you can miss going through the Venator Star Destroyer completely. Like you can beat the game without ever having gone through that. But if you go through it, it's an amazing sequence of going through a crashed Venator Star Destroyer, which is awesome. And there's tons of stuff like that in this game too. I love all the little things. Like it almost feels a little bit more like an RPG than anything else, because one of the things you do on the main kind of hub planet is you sort of populate the town by doing all the rumors and quests out in the world, and it brings people back in, and it makes changes, and I dig that.
It like grows
that's
the
one of
community.
It's one of my favorite things. Is like the first time you go into the cantina, and it's kind of a decrepit, like rundown cantina. But after doing a couple quests in there, like people coming in, they're starting to liven it up and fix it up, and you eventually the aquarium in the middle gets cleaned up, and you got a band going on. Yeah. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do that you wouldn't notice if you just go through and rush through the story. You want to kind of take your time and explore and get those done. It really, it's rewarding, and that's what I really like.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the game so far. I've never been the biggest fan of like puzzle games.
Sure.
So some of the, like in Fallen Order, there was one puzzle that like really was pissing me off.
Yeah.
So whenever some of like the puzzles come along, I'll sometimes just get on YouTube and look up how to do them real quick, because I want to.
Oh, I do that. I do that. Yeah.
I just want to move on with like the actual story part instead of worrying about where do I put this ball and where does this ball go. And
I'll give it a shot. And I've only had to do it a couple times where I'm just like, I'm lost. Like I have no idea what to do here.
It's happened to me like once or twice. I'm just like, no, I'm done.
I'm definitely not above that, because if it's getting in the way of my enjoyment, I still have to do it. I just have to know how. It's not a problem. But I'm the same way.
Yeah, so there was one in Fallen Order, and I wish I could remember the name, but you had to move that giant ball to certain spots. Yeah. And that was in the middle, and that specific one just made me so mad. I probably tried that one for like half an hour before I decided to just YouTube it.
Yeah. So now trying to force push it around the little track thing and stuff. Yeah.
So now in this game, I give them a shot, and then if I can't get it within like 3 minutes, I'm on YouTube looking up how to do it.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
But I know I'm gonna get spoiled at some point because I'm going through the game a little slow. I also just haven't had a ton of time with like starting the new job and all that, like a week and a half ago or whatever.
Yeah, I'm
just-
very much more conscious about video game spoilers than I am movies or TV shows. Because, like, if a movie's 2 hours long, you give it a couple days. If you worry about spoilers and you can't find time in a couple days to dedicate 2 hours, like, that's kind of on you. But so far, I've put like 30 hours into this video game in the last week. Of playing all weekend and then a couple hours a day since then after work and at night, things like that. And the last 3 or 4 days has solely just been on the main hub planet, just going around to the different areas, fully exploring, finding the collectibles, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really need a nice, like, this weekend. I just need a nice day where I do nothing but
that's it. That's the day.
8 hours of Survivor just on a good Saturday or something.
My wife is amazing, and that was she basically, that's what she allowed the whole weekend to be. I did take a break on Saturday, and it was like a independent bookstore day. So we drove an hour down to San Diego and spent like 3 hours down there and hung out with a friend, and went to a couple bookstores down there. And the whole time I'm there, I'm just thinking, I'm not playing Star Wars. Like, I want to play Star Wars. I'm not playing Star Wars. But I got a bunch of brownie husband points for doing that. So it was
nice. There you go.
It was good in the long run. And basically all day Sunday was just me playing video games. So yeah.
Yeah, my wife was on a cruise this past weekend from Thursday to Monday. So I got a lot of time in this past weekend. I just haven't had a lot of time during the week to play. So most of my time playing was this past weekend, and I've been like farming skill points because there's on Kobo, that's the planet, right?
Yeah, Kobo. Yeah,
there's a monster that's really easy to defeat, and you get a lot of rewards for it. And there's a meditation point right next to him, so I'll go kick his ass, go reset, go kick his ass, and then it takes like 5 times, and you get a skill point. So I've just been doing. I've been like, my wife will be home in an hour and a half. I'm gonna farm this skill point for an hour, and I've been having fun with that.
I haven't had to farm so far. I've got almost everything unlocked by the end of the game, because if you do exploration, a lot of those there's like little glowy points that you find, and they'll give you like a life boost or a force boost. Some of them are just
I've gotten a couple of those.
Like here's just a skill point. Like, that's all this is a skill point. So if you do enough of those, like, I've got pretty much the only thing I have left to unlock are the lightsaber stances that I don't use. So I don't know if you really have to farm all that much, but you can reset your skill points that cost a skill point. Interesting. That could be interesting. Yeah,
neat. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I just need to find a little more time during the week to play.
Sure. But
it's
a good game.
Now that I'm going into work earlier now, so I can't stay up as late. Yeah. But I'll do it for the Black Series Cantina podcast. That's for sure. I'll stay up as late as we need to.
Yeah, I'll probably have it beat by the time. I'll definitely have it beat by the time our next episode comes out, because I believe that's when Zelda comes out, and I have to have it beat so I can play Zelda. Yeah,
I would like to have it. I would like to have it beat by the time we do our next. We also got to watch. We got to watch Visions, which I wore the shirt from the original show.
Oh yeah, so we're not talking about Visions. There's also the Young Jedi Adventures or whatever. We're not talking about those because they just came out today, and neither of us have had an opportunity to watch them. So we will talk about them in the next episode for sure.
Wait, are we going to talk about Young Jedi Adventures? I'm not sure if I was planning on watching it.
Honestly, probably not. I was just mentioning it to mention it, but it's mostly Visions. It's mostly Visions.
I mean, if you want to talk about it, I will watch it. But
honestly, I might watch it just to watch it. I don't know if it's that long, but
I might have it on. I'll
have it
watch
on. That's the thing is I'll have it playing on my TV up here while I'm working on something or whatever.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
but no, it's mostly Visions. It's mostly Visions. Yeah.
Yeah, Visions, and then hopefully we can get into. Hopefully in one of these episodes coming up we can get into some Survivor spoiler chat.
Right.
So, but we'll see. Also, next episode, I believe not. It depends which episode she is available, but we're gonna have a very special guest joining us.
Ooh.
I'm trying to confirm which date, but it is going to be one of the next 2 episodes. So
Cool. So
stay tuned for that.
stay tuned. We also right now we're going to have a little snippet from our very first VIP member. We did a little interview with him. He paid to be on the show. And this isn't the full interview. If you want to listen to the full interview, it's on our Patreon. I think any level of Patreon can watch it. I think we just made
it's open to every tier.
Yeah. So if you $2, $5, whatever, you can go watch that hour and a half little thing. But I wanted to put a snippet of it here on the audio version for the people listening. And for the people watching this live, you're not going to see anything because I don't have it to put on. So there's that, but you can go watch it. Anyways, this is it right
if you're
here.
If you're watching us right now, you have access to go watch it on the Patreon.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Anyways, this is it right here.
This is our first VIP chat with John, so this is not an official episode of Black Series Cantina.
We have no idea what we're doing.
This is going to be John's show. He is the leader. He gets to pick about whatever we talk. So thank you for being our first and only Black Series Cantina VIP member.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. It's probably my favorite podcast now. Like I was listening to like three or 4 different like podcasts like where I didn't miss an episode. Oh, I'm a big fan of Pardon My Take. It's like the number 1 sports podcast.
Yeah.
I mainly listen to that during football season though. It's like when football season's over, I kind of tune out.
I do that kind of too, seasonally for sports.
Right. Yeah, I'm a big football guy, but like when we get into golf and basketball and all that, I'm like, nah, not my thing.
As someone who doesn't follow sports, I feel like it's constantly basketball season. I feel like as soon as the playoffs end and like the championship or whatever, like a week later basketball starts back up and I'm like, what the heck?
Right. It's like literally like a 2-month off season for basketball.
Right.
It's like give us some time to breathe before more starts. Yeah.
I feel like it's like that for baseball too, for some reason. Just because I'm not a baseball fan, so I feel like it's always. And what sucks is whenever the NFL ends and the NBA ends, like there's nothing but baseball. So
right,
it really
it's
sucks.
just it's the dog days of summer at that point.
There's
It's
also
just
hockey, which again,
I like hockey a little bit. It's not my favorite, but it's like a passing interest. It's like, oh, hockey's on. Okay, I'll see what's happening.
I didn't know anyone actually watched hockey until I moved to Southern California, and everyone around me that I know is like a Kings fan. And I'm just like, okay, all right, I guess people like hockey. And then every 4 years, everyone in the world likes soccer for some reason.
Oh yeah, the World Cup happens.
Like, where are these people? Like, where are you watching soccer at 3 a.m.? You know, soccer's all the time.
Yeah, it's
but you only like it every 4 years.
Yeah, they were playing Qatar with where the World Cup was, and it's like, oh, we got to tune in at 6 p.m. and then tomorrow at noon, I guess. I don't know when the games are.
Yeah,
and it's like in the middle of the workday, and it's like, how do you guys do this and work a 9 to 5?
I don't like following sports, but I love sports stories. Like I'm watching Ted Lasso. Love Ted Lasso. Welcome to Wrexham. That whole like Rob McElhenney and what's the actual bigger star's name? The guy that plays Deadpool.
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. Thank you. And they own a team. They were trying to get him promoted to the next league, and they just did, which spoils the next season of the show. But you know what?
But news shouldn't spoil the show, right?
Real life shouldn't spoil my show. But I like story. I don't like to actually watch the games, but I like the stories, which is weird. I don't know.
It's funny. Like storylines kind of got me into like really following sports and football. Like just it's like once you know all the backstory to these people and like how they got to where they are, it makes watching the games more interesting. So
sure. Yeah. Okay, so that's one podcast you listen to.
Yeah. And I listened to like maybe 1 or 2 other Barstool ones, but like I found Black Series Cantina through Zach's TikTok, like I think a year and a half or 2 years ago, I guess at this point.
Okay.
So like I don't think you guys were many episodes in before I started listening. So I've been listening for a while, and then I subscribed to the Patreon, and then I started listening to like every episode. And so now I'm on the show.
You are.
Yeah.
You made it. Actually, were you on our birthday special too?
I was on
Yeah,
there.
I thought so. Yeah. It's been so long since I've heard that. It's like,
I'm so excited for our second because I want to do that again. I want to have.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna do that again. You'll be person number one on that as well.
Yes. All right.
Or person the last, because the person who was it was H-Town Ray. That was the last person. He was on forever, I think, because like no one else.
We closed. We didn't. We closed with him. We just kind of like.
So maybe you want to wait to the end to be on it.
True. Right. Maybe I might get the bigger block.
Yeah, you get to pick. You can either be first up or wait to the end.
You can just be the bread and the sandwich, like first and last.
Yeah. Right.
You can come back on the closer.
We can do that too. Yeah.
We can have the VIP room with the velvet rope where it's like,
for
okay,
sure.
now we're entering the VIP room section of the podcast, and we'll lift.
You
the
are
velvet
getting
rope.
bottle service, full bottle service. Yeah. Cool. Actually, that's weird. That I don't know. Like, I have a lot of like followers on YouTube, but I'm never sure if people are following us because of one of Zach's like tens of thousands of whatever followers, or one of my tens of thousands of followers. I didn't actually ever consider the possibility that just someone that found us on the internet.
Yeah, right. It's just out of the blue. Well, however the algorithm determines who follows who at this point. Yeah.
I'm glad that you found it through TikTok, because lately I've actually been, whenever I know that a video is gonna get at least 8,000 views, I've started putting at like the last 5 seconds of it, because if you're nerd enough to watch the first 15 seconds of my TikTok video about Star Wars toys, you're going to stick around to the last 5. So if you were there in the last 5 seconds, I feel like they're kind of invested. So I'll say, listen to my podcast, Black Series Cantina. And then, so I feel like that's the target market to really try to like get people in. And I've actually been reading our feedback lately, and I've read a couple comments that say, and I got a DM one like a couple weeks ago, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I actually went back and I'm currently listening to every episode like from the beginning." So I think people actually like sort of having a sequenced history of like Black Series announcements and news. So I think that's kind of cool that we're kind of documenting it as we go. You know?
Didn't they say something about like, I can't wait to find out what happens with this Rancor?
Yeah.
That has a tragic ending. You can't tell them what happens. It has a tragic
spoiler
ending.
alert.
But John, so is there any like topics you wanted to discuss?
So I guess the biggest one, because when you asked me like, you know, what topics like are you gonna like lead the show or whatever, it's like, well, the biggest thing that I could think of is that this show mainly focuses on these 6-inch figures in the Black Series, but not a lot on the role play items, and I have a few of those, so I could kind of like give some insight about some of those things, I guess.
Sure.
But I have a couple four of the helmets and two of the Black Series lightsabers. So
so I have a serious question.
A few things.
I'm gonna put on my mid-DeLorean helmet.
I have a very serious question for you, John. We are both
glasses.
Bigger dudes.
Yeah.
How do those helmets fit you?
So they have that like.
Shut up, Zach! You're a twig.
That thing that's like it goes within the helmet that like, you know, it's like supports your head within the helmet. I just ripped that bad boy out. I don't even worry about that thing. Right. It's like I tried to loosen it, and it's like it's still just like, you know, still like sits on top of my head, but not actually over my head.
But the actual helmet can go over your head.
Oh yeah. For sure.
All right.
And now with the Mando, any of the bucket helmets go over much easier than like putting on the Darth Vader helmet, where it's like you have to put on the bottom thing and then the mask over the top. It's just a lot. But I have it mostly as like a display piece in the background, just like chilling there.
Sure. And it's a great display piece, but I've always been afraid of buying one because I didn't want to get it and find out that my head's too big for one. You know? And I just because I just don't want that hit to my ego or like my self-image.
My head too big. Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. Zach, you look like Darth Revan right now. For the people, if you're listening to this, he's got the Mando helmet and he's got his hoodie over it, so he definitely has a Revan thing going on.
I need wider glasses so I can wear them on the outside.
His podcast outfit is on.
That's right. Oh my god. I'm gonna veto this as a podcast outfit. There you go.
Yeah. We're going to require a uniform from now on, and it doesn't include that. the helmets, I think, have gotten a lot better over the last few years. Like, I just picked up the Bo-Katan helmet on sale. It was on big discount on Amazon. Like, I think it retails for like $120 or something. I got it for like
and
90
it was on sale for
bucks.
like 92.
Yeah, yeah, it was
I
such
think.
a good deal. So I just picked that up, and like the weathering on it, like the paint job is so good. Like, here, I'll snag it.
Yeah, I saw someone on one of the many Facebook groups I'm in. He's like, "Hey, I'm a dude, but I really like the Bo-Katan helmet. Is there any reason I can't wear it?" And I'm like, "Dude,
Oh my god, it's just a
because
character. Who cares?
It's just a helmet.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a sign on here that says for girls only."
Girls only. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
It
buy,
does
you
say
can't
that.
buy. Yeah,
My
it
bad.
says it
I'm
right
sorry.
there. Yep.
It says
you
it right
can't-
there. Okay.
You can't buy this if you're a boy. It's not allowed.
Okay, that's right. It's not allowed. It actually pierces you on the wrong ear as soon as you put it on.
Yes, correct. They make it so they make it 3 sizes too small too. So the male heads not gonna work
It
out.
puts a Bud Light can in your hand.
Yes, that's right. A Coors Light, Bud Light,
That's right.
anything
Oh,
but a
yeah.
seltzer. Anything but a seltzer.
Yeah.
No, but the weathering and the detailing is just so much better now.
It looks
on
fantastic.
these.
It really does. Yeah.
But they're just
Does
nice
it make you
display
sound
pieces.
like Bo-Katan?
No, it does have
Okay.
like little lights that come on when you like lower
The
this,
same
but I
as
haven't
the
put
Boba
in,
Fett.
yeah, right, the same features, but I haven't put the batteries in yet because I just use them as a display piece, and
Sure.
over time I don't want there to be like battery leakages and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
if I'm not using it, why put batteries in it?
That's what kind of frustrates me about some of the roleplay items. Like, I would rather just have the Mando helmet and it be like $15 cheaper instead of them calling it like an electronic version so they can kind of upcharge it and include the stupid little attached flashlight.
Yeah,
You know?
I was not a fan of that accessory with the Mando helmet. I didn't put it on. I don't ever plan to put it on.
Yeah, I just have it like it sits on my shelf, and then I just put this underneath it, to sit on the shelf under, so I don't lose it.
Right.
And I have it, but it's just no point in keeping it on. I don't think.
Yeah.
It's
So what was
fun.
the first helmet you got?
I got Darth Vader years
The
ago.
one from like 2018 or whatever?
Yes, I
Yeah.
got that
That's one
one.
I have.
I went to a local convention, and the 501st was there, and I was like, "Where do you guys get your uniforms? I know you make them, but like, where do you get stormtrooper helmets, Darth Vader outfits, stuff like that?" And they were like, "If you just want to have a nice display shelf one, just like." Check out the Black Series helmets. They're really good quality for being like retail stuff. So
Right.
I went online, just immediately added the Darth Vader helmet to cart.
Yeah, people underrate like the Black Series roleplay stuff because there's this guy on TikTok that he must just make so much money because he has like actual prop replica of a lot of like helmets and weapons and all that. And he said he bought like a $1,000 Mandalorian helmet and he compared it to the Black Series Mandalorian helmet. And he said if you want to only spend about $150 or $200, like this is like perfect. It doesn't have like little rusty weathering on it. As much as like the $1,000 one did, but it looks just as nice sitting on the shelf, and it has its purpose.
It's a beautiful
Have you
display
thought about
piece.
getting any of those little helmet stands for him?
I was thinking about that. They're really cool. I have like a cabinet that I was using for Black Series figures that I've kind of repurposed to be the helmet shelf until I get too many helmets, and then I'm gonna have to go to that.
Here,
always a problem.
There's a hack. Instead of getting fancy helmet stands, you just go on Amazon and type in it's like I can't remember exactly what the guy said.
I'm sure you could just 3D print a helmet stand.
I could 3D print a helmet too if I really wanted to.
True.
There's like a paper towel holder that works perfectly.
A paper towel holder.
Yeah, an Amazon paper towel holder. There's and it's like $10. There's a specific one that works perfectly for helmets.
Really?
Because
I
think
thought about that, but I guess
Yeah, think about how a paper towel, it has a circle bottom and then it's just a pipe. It holds the helmets.
So John, what was your thoughts on the Reva lightsaber? How do you pronounce her name? Is it Reva? Is it Reva?
Reva.
It's whatever you want it to be.
I think I say Reva. That's
I say
how
Reva
I've
too.
been-
I think I say Reva. I probably go back and forth. I have no idea. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't say it. I feel like, I have to say it in a sentence.
It was a cool idea, but it's just too expensive for what it is, in my opinion. Like, when you get to that, what was it, like $400 price range? It's just
$499,
too
just
much.
$500.
Yeah,
It was
$499. That's
yeah.
the price of a
So-
PS5. Like that,
It is, yeah.
yeah, right. So I mean, would I rather buy another item to add to my collection for a character that I don't necessarily love, or a PS5? I'm gonna buy a PS5.
Well, what if it was any other Inquisitor's lightsaber? What if it was like the Grand Inquisitor's lightsaber? Or
I
the
still
Second
don't know.
Sisters? You still,
yeah,
So it's
I
not
don't
necessarily the character. It was just the price point.
Yeah, it was just very high. It was,
And
in my
even
opinion,
though
for what
like
it was.
$500 is just the price of 2 normal sabers essentially put together, it's still, you have to spend $500 on it. You know, instead of spending like $280, and then even the Luke ones go on sale for like $240.
Well, even the Darth
Darth
Maul one, they sold both parts individually. So like if you could only afford one or only wanted one, you only had to buy like one half
the
of
half
it.
of it.
Right. That should have been an option, because they do have like where she pulls it apart. They could have sold you like half. Oh, it's like, here's the half where it's like, you know, it's just the single blade with like the little curved part on it. You know, I feel like more people would have bought that at like a maybe $280 price range, like you were saying.
Yeah. It's a good point.
Probably so. Because I feel like even though it's essentially less than double, if the standard's like $280 these days, it's $250 times 2. The fact you have to hit place order on something that's $500 before tax, and I feel like that's tough for a display piece. Yeah,
right.
So it just feels, because they're kind of forcing you to buy 2 rather than you having the option. So I feel like that would have been a good idea, but and then they wouldn't have had to make it HasLab. If that was
I think the HasLab thing rubbed a lot of people along. There are people that just do not like HasLab for just the point of being HasLab. You know, that it's just like they're like, oh, HasLab, they're making us pay for things that we don't. You know, like I don't know. I don't even know what they're thinking, but they just don't like it.
Yeah,
Like,
I have no issues with the concept of HasLab. Like if they made something that I was like really excited about, I would have no problem pulling the trigger on that.
What's your like dream Black Series HasLab, or HasLab for another line if you collect it?
So probably Black Series HasLab would be just like what was announced, like an N1 starfighter for the Mandalorian. I feel like that would be perfect for the Black Series. It would be big. You know, I'd have a hard time trying to, suspend it from the ceiling or, put it on top of something, but I would pull the trigger on that immediately if it came with like some cool figures and all that fine detailing and all that.
Especially for that, the Batwing from McFarlane, one of the things that it comes with is a stand that is wall mountable. So if they did like a Naboo starfighter HasLab, I agree. I think that would be good for a HasLab.
Yeah.
Like if it came with a stand that you could wall mount it, like I would love to have a 6-inch scaled Naboo fighter on my wall. Like it would take care of, I don't have to worry about shelf space for it. It's on my wall, plenty of wall space, So I think that would be cool. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and as opposed to the Rancor, that's such a big piece. I would have had to squeeze it in somewhere, on the full shelves already.
I had a spot for it. I even thought about just trying to like pose it on my Unicron. It's like a King Kong kind of situation.
He's climbing it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still so bummed about that, and I'm never not going to be bummed about that.
We're always gonna be mad.
Yeah, there's always gonna be the morning part of the podcast about the Rancor until we get a proper 6-inch HasLab. That's the next thing. We'll never get over this.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like
when
the
Colts
guys. It's like the Colts not having a proper quarterback after Andrew Luck retired. It's like dude, the Colts fans still not over Andrew Luck's retirement until we get the new guy. So.
Yeah. Or like, your dog dies and you have to go buy a new dog to get over your old dog, basically.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, so Paragon Fuzz brings up a good point. The proton packs went really well. Would like a Mando jetpack or like a Boba Fett jetpack.
Oh, I would add that to cart immediately. Like something like that, absolutely.
If it was like a $400, maybe it had like like stuff, like it wasn't just a hollow shell. Like there was some substance to it.
Yeah.
You know,
If it had some weight to it, had like
like maybe some
missile on
gimmicks
it and everything.
Yeah, maybe
swap
some
the
moving
missiles
parts
out.
inside. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Something that will look really good as an actual cosplay item.
Yeah,
I
or
think that
just do
would-
a cool display piece. I think.
Yeah.
Or like you said, wall mount it. Like you could put it on the
Yeah.
wall and then have like your Boba Fett helmet above it or whatever.
That would be honestly
be
that would be
sick.
a really good display piece. And maybe they could do like gauntlets too. Like if you just have like a whole
You could just have like a
ass
mannequin.
Boba Fett, mannequin, yeah.
You could set up to where, like, you know, in the Book of Boba Fett, he has that sort of shelf with all of his stuff on it. You can kind of do your own little Boba Fett corner or something.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be sick.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know if I would buy the jetpack, but it would be.
That's my
cool to
problem
see.
is I honestly don't know if I would either, but I sincerely would be tempted by it.
I think anything to do with Boba Fett has a chance to be successful for Hasbro. Like
If
there's
it's
always
specifically
That
Boba
is
Fett. Yeah.
right. There's always
Yeah.
a market for more Boba Fett stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Especially
my,
if it was like ESB Boba Fett or something, you know, like
Right.
not the Book of Boba
Right.
Fett, but classic Boba Fett. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also like an issue I have with a lot of the role play items. Like it's always funny. They'll announce something like the Darksaber. I'm like, oh, I'm getting Darksaber day one. And then it comes to hitting place order on the 280 thing. And I'm like, you know, I don't really need the Darksaber. And then the Darth Vader lightsaber and the Kenobi lightsaber and even the Luke lightsaber. I was every time they announced one of those, I was like, you know what? This is one that I'm definitely getting. And then I'm like, I don't need it. I
You know
should
what's
save
sad
that money. It'll pay for like a whole case of Black Series. You know,
Even when they had the warehouse sale and you can get it like 35%
I know,
off, I
yeah.
still didn't.
I still didn't pull the trigger on the Darksaber, and it's funny because like after it went, because that sold out, I regretted it. But I know even if it went back on sale, I still probably wouldn't pull the
probably
trigger
wouldn't.
just because
Yeah.
it's so much money. And because I have like these sabers, but they're literally like I'll show you. Like they're behind my old Battlefront 2 poster and this piece of like, you know, this.
So you know what you need to do with those?
board.
Go to Target or whatever, get the command strip things for holding mops. Put those on the wall and those hold the blades perfectly. So I've got two on my wall right here.
I bought these from Amazon, right? And it even comes with like a hook
Yeah, but
up
you have
top.
you have to like drill that in. The command
I know,
strips are easy.
but you know how
You
long
just stick them. Yeah.
you know how long
Yeah.
ago I bought this? Like 2 years ago, and they've been
So-
sitting on my shelf ever since.
Oh, they're
Yeah, but
just dust
command
collectors.
strip's so easy. You don't have to drill a hole. You don't have to worry about moving. It's just there.
Yeah, I'll get to it eventually. I don't know. For now, they just kind of sit there, and
Yeah,
I
I
turn
kind of
them
have
on
this.
whenever somebody comes down here, and that's about
I
it.
kind of have the same debacle about like what to do with the blades for the lightsabers because I have them on the shelf somewhere behind me. Like I have my Mace Windu one over there.
Right.
But then the blades just sit in the corner like in a stack and it's like I need to come up with another solution like you said where it's like just have somewhere to stick them on the wall.
Yeah.
And the thing is with mine, the blades, they're like attached to the saber. It's the older kind where you can't remove them.
I have one of
yeah.
those.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So the lightsabers are really just standing there, and so I have no other option but to, you know, actually put them on the wall like that. But I wouldn't mind like the Darksaber hit like the hilts have them displayed up there or something. That would be cool. But
Yeah, I think the newer ones with the removable blades are cool just to display as a hilt, like the Darksaber for sure.
yeah.
And like what you said resonated with me a little bit about the price point where it's like that Obi-Wan looked really really sick, but it's funny when I'm at home, you know, just I just see it on online or whatever. I have a harder time adding it to cart and buying it versus when I'm in the parks at Disney World and I'm already spending a ton of money anyway. It makes
It's
it a
like an
little bit easier.
experience also.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
No.
It's
Well,
the
I think there's
experience.
something about going to the Disney parks because I do the same thing when I'm there. Like I'm spending money, but I don't feel like I'm spending money. It's so
They make
weird.
they make it too fun. That's the problem.
Too
They make
fun.
it
Yeah.
too fun.
People have made millions of dollars making it too fun
Yeah. Well,
for that reason.
Did you
That's how they
did
get
you
you.
did you go to the Savvy's workshop and build your own lightsaber?
I did. I don't love those, but it's a fun experience. But it's only
It
like
was
15
worth it
minutes.
it was worth for me the $200 just to experience, because like as an adult, I don't remember the last time I felt like giddy like that. I don't know. It was weird. Like they played with your emotions really, really well. It was an easy sell for them. I was like, yeah, but you're right. I don't love it, but I like it. But I don't love it.
It was a really cool experience, but like that, as far as like, you know, it being a display piece or being even one of my favorite things in my collection, it's okay. It's fine, but the experience is really cool. The lightsaber itself, like because it's modifiable, you can take all the pieces apart and stuff. It's like it's not the best. It's huge. It is a little bit big.
But it's kind of cool that you can build, because they have all those parts in the Jedi Fallen Order. I don't know if they do in Jedi Survivor, because obviously haven't played it yet. I just got it today. But at least in Jedi Fallen Order, all those parts you can get at Disneyland are in the game. So you can build your lightsaber in the game, which is pretty cool. That's what I did the last playthrough. Neat. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I realized that like when I was finishing my last playthrough and I had like all the parts, I was like, wait a minute, I can actually put together my lightsaber that I put together at Disney World. How cool was that?
I'm so excited to hop on the new one, the new game here soon.
Me too. Basically, as soon as we're done with this,
I'll be going right back in the game gaming room. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jedi Survivor, I decided I'm not. So that new Cal Kestis, Black Series one that Mike's had for a year. I decided I'm not going to get that one. You want to know why?
The one that looks like you?
Yeah.
You're dumb.
Well, the reason is
minor modification to mine that I got today, or just the other day. I put BD1 on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
I put a little like incision in his little vest where he's wearing, so he can actually go on his back like he does in the game.
Smart.
That was my biggest complaint about the figure.
Yeah, I don't know why Hasbro didn't do that this time. I don't know.
It's bizarre. They did. Yeah. They specifically in the Gaming Greats one made a spot for it on the poncho.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm trying to avoid the trap I fell into with the last Cal Kestis, because I bought the mainline version. Mm-hmm. And then the deluxe GameStop one came out, and I was like, I don't really need a second one. I'm not paying this money for another. So I think I'm gonna hold off a bit, and then hopefully they announce a deluxe version while everybody's hyped for the game.
You're hoping they come out with one with a mullet or a man bun?
That would be perfect, because my guy's gonna have a mullet and a stash, some handlebars.
Redneck Cal, I like it.
Yeah. But yeah, a deluxe one from GameStop. I think I'm going to hold off until maybe they announce that. And if they don't ever announce it, within a year or whatever, I might.
I'm sure this one will still be pretty available, like down the line, if for whatever reason they don't do that.
Yeah. Well, I hope they do. But we'll see. I think I'm going to wait a little. Like I'm going to try to hold off for like a couple more months, just to like let Survivor hype, and then hopefully Hasbro's like, they want to announce a deluxe version, while the game's out. That's my plan, because they already have the figure, and it's literally in hands. It's been in hands, so I feel like we're coming up on a deluxe announcement.
We'll see.
But we'll see. Hey, John, did you pre-order anything from Celebration?
I pre-ordered the 40th Vader, the 40th R2, and the 40th Luke Skywalker. Those are the three that I would said. Nice. Yep, need them.
So you didn't pre-order the Hayden Force Spirit 3-pack?
No. I was considering it, but it's one of those things where I'm like, maybe I'll wait and see. I don't know. Like
I'm pretty confident that one will go on sale.
Yeah, me too. And I have two of the Force Ghosts already, so it's like, do I really need the 3-pack and repeat some of those figures, and the other ones will just sit in the graveyard forever?
You're repeating one figure, though. The Yoda is different.
It is smaller.
The Yoda is the new body.
Yeah, it is different.
I want that new Yoda.
But the other ones are just going to sit in my figure graveyard over here forever, and that makes me kind of sad.
Yeah, I've been buying fewer figures specifically for that reason, because I've bought a couple things that I have on my desk for a couple weeks, and they go in a bin. I have a bin right here of just a place I put figures I don't want on my shelves, and it's like really, like you said, kind of depressing to buy a toy almost immediately, put it away in a bin, knowing that you'll probably never see it again.
Right. And that's how I feel about my Jabba the Hutt over here that I just got like from this comic book store up in Northern Virginia. And like not 2 months later, they announced the new Jabba with the whole arm display thing and Salacious Crumb and all that. And I'm like,
well, that's how the sucker who bought mine off eBay is going to feel when they realize they announced a new one.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's bizarre how many people don't keep up with this news. Where like I'll see on like a Facebook post, so I'll be like, "Yo, I just picked this up," and then like 4 people are like, "You shouldn't have bought that. They're coming out with a new one in like a month," and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know. How are you supposed to know?" And I'm like. And Zach will pop in. Well, we have this really cool podcast if you want to keep up on the latest news.
Yep.
Yeah, keep up with news.
That's basically it. It's weird if you're in a hobby enough to be like in Facebook groups about it, but not enough
keep up with it.
To keep up with what's coming out.
Yeah.
Like what the latest news. It's a weird level to be at the hobby.
Right. Like you're kind of into it, but you're not enough to even follow Hasbro.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
yeah.
But if you're in it enough to go out of your way to join a Facebook group, like, how are you not keeping, it's confusing.
That has to be the people that are the vocal people about how, I'm out of the hobby. Hasbro, and all that. I'm sure those are all the same people.
100%. Yes.
But, well, you think y'all ready to call that a VIP show?
Sure. Thanks for having me on, guys. It was awesome.
Thanks for wanting to come on, honestly.
Yeah.
That's a big deal for us.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. You're one of our biggest supporters of the show, so we thank you very much. I did want to ask you one more thing. I asked this on Facebook, and we got some pretty decent feedback, but if you could like add a segment or give feedback on the show, what would you do? Say we sold you Black Series Cantina. What would you like? What's one thing you would do to try to improve like the listening experience?
Honestly,
that's putting you on the like a hot spot here. So.
I'm in the hot seat there in the VIP booth.
And don't be afraid to be like constructively critical too. Like no offense taken.
Oh no, it's fine. I think the podcast. I think the podcast is great. I mean, you guys are great with your guests. Like you involve them a lot in the regular part of the show. What I don't like about what a lot of podcasts do is they'll have a guest on and it's like a quarter of the show or like maybe 15 minutes or something, and then it's like they're not involved in the bulk of the show. But I like that you guys like do your fine additions with them, and you incorporate them throughout the whole show. I know this is supposed to be like, what could you do better? But it's like, I don't know. I think you guys just do a good job. I don't.
No,
really
tell us what we do well. I like that too. Yeah,
yeah, that works. Yeah. Stroke our ego a little bit while you're here.
No, we have a good show.
Yeah,
I don't know what else you guys could do. Maybe change the red background. We got to update it to the Galaxy packaging. That's the only thing I could think of. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you do some graphic design, let me know.
Okay, I'll get to work.
All right, sounds good. And I think on a show coming up, we're having that woman who like sculpts figures for Hasbro, and I think she's probably going to join us for like the first hour, and we're gonna like interview, like more of an interview based hour, probably like half hour, like, and then after that we'll probably get into fine editions once we let her go.
Gotcha.
Sarah Lynn Reynolds. So people go follow her on Instagram. So yeah, she's going to be on our, I think, May 18th show. Yeah, Mike, me and you were talking about this. She's going to be on either May 18th or June 1st. I just have to confirm which one works best for her. But I would like to get her on the May 18th show because then we can ask her about if she sculpted any of the recent like reveals from Celebration and the ones that are going to be
the upcoming one
for the 4th of May.
Yeah,
May the 4th. But yeah, that'll be really cool. So that one will be more of like a traditional interview.
May the 4th. I just got that.
Yeah. So yeah. So John, thank you for being a loyal Black Series Cantina Patreon member, the first and only VIP. Look forward to doing more of these with you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. I'm happy to be in the VIP lounge and just kicked back in the VIP lounge every month.
Yep. So let's go enjoy Survivor. What do you say?
Absolutely. Let's go survive.
Let's go survive.
Yeah.
Let's go thrive in the dark era.
Oh, look at you. And then I'm just going to cut it in between
gone.
that. No,
And it's
I'm going
gone,
to cut
yeah.
in between
And
that.
it's
So
gone.
that was it. It was a good interview. Wilbon was fantastic. And he's in chat right now. It was great.
Quick.
We did that quick. That was a fast hour and a half for us. It was like a second. But yeah, it was good. It was a good little time with him. Thanks for being a VIP member, Wilbon. Thanks for hanging out with us. It was a good time.
Yeah, and if you listening or existing Patreon member want to join us, you can join the VIP level of Patreon. I'm not sure how we'll do the VIP hangouts going forward if we get more VIP members. Like if we get 2, maybe me and Michael alternate who we talk to, or we'll just have one big, like we'll have a group session, like 4 people, and then if it gets higher than that, we'll separate it out. But
we'll have to figure something
it's
out.
Evolving.
But for now,
it's evolving. But for now,
Yeah.
it's just us and Wilbon, about once a month or so, whenever we can squeeze it in. And I think the next time we do that is going to be right after ICCCon. That'll put it like right at like a month out, and it should be a good talk about that. Talk about whatever, and it's your show, Wilbon. We talked about whatever he wanted. He wanted to talk about the role play items, and we really went off track a lot too. We
did. Yeah,
he's a really cool guy. So we just kind of chit chatted about Star Wars and Hasbro products for a while. So if you want to join us, you can do that, and it'd be a great time. But Mike, do you have any like videos you're working on, or where can the new listeners follow you if they?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Well, I've got a YouTube channel at Mike Case. I have a couple videos recorded, but I haven't edited any of them, so I need to do that. I did actually review on just Attila here, one of my very few non-Black Series reviews, because again, I love this figure so much, I wanted to talk about it. So I'll probably put that, basically any free time I've had, instead of working on videos, I've been playing Jedi Survivor. So it's really cut into my video making time. Yeah. You can follow me on Instagram at Trusty Sidekick, and then I'm also on Twitter at Mike Case, and I do post videos on the TikTok. In fact, I just posted a video for WonderCon when I hung out with Dan Larson from Toy Galaxy, and we went to Frankenstein. It's not a long video. I also met the Black Power Ranger from Power Rangers, Zach. He was a cool guy. So if you want to see that, it's like a 3-minute video. In fact, it's like a 2-minute and 59-second video that I cut down just to fit right in that time crunch for TikTok. Yeah.
You don't got the 5-minute video unlocked?
I don't think so. I'm not cool enough for that yet.
I don't think I have that either, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's a rare occurrence that they're experimenting with. But 5 minutes is too long for social media like that, though, I feel like.
Yeah, 3 minutes is a good chunk. It's still long, but like
that's still extending it a little bit. Like none of my videos go over a minute.
Yeah, a minute or two. Yeah. Well, that's me. What you got, Zach?
You can go follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the Star Wars Black Series. Go check out my most recent TikTok of the May 4th reveals, because it absolutely blew up. It's at like 180K views or so, which is awesome. I appreciate everybody getting that deep in the TikTok algorithm, which it's gotten me a ton of followers, which is great. I hope that leads them to the podcast and they join the community. You can join us on Patreon, like we've mentioned a couple times throughout the show. We have 4 tiers, $2, $5, $11.38, and then $25 VIP tier. We have merch if you want to buy a mug or a shirt. You can get a nice Rancor shirt if you need to, like RIP Rancor. And follow us on Twitter at TBS Cantina. We're not too active on there, but we tweet I tweet occasionally, and then Mike tweets whenever we drop a show. Join our Facebook group. We're actually pretty active in there, and we have a pretty good community that's pretty active on Facebook. And that's just Black Series Cantina. Pretty simple. There are 2 questions to be answered when you hit join. But honestly, I don't think I've denied anybody for not answering the questions. But if you listen to the podcast, I would like that you answer them so we know that you are a listener if you join the Facebook group. And then you can email us, blackseriescantina@gmail.com, if you come across an article or something that you want to link us to cover on the show. We would really appreciate that. And then also a really good way to support the podcast, if you can't do Patreon or don't want to do Patreon, is leave a review. Leave a nice 5-star, hopefully, review. That drives people to the show. That gets us in the algorithm on Apple and Google Podcasts and all that. So leave a review, and that's all I got. Well, I'm really looking forward to getting all these figures that we pre-ordered and coming back on Black Series Cantina in 2 weeks.
Yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you later. Bye.